We are back. We are back. We are back, family. Okay,
Hey, hey.
man, we are so glad. Hey, we are so glad to be back. Okay,
Yeah.
this is another edition of the Intellectual Soapbox. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Conversations edition. All right, and this is all about drawing lines and setting boundaries. Okay, and I have some great women that's going to come up here and rock it out. Okay, we have no other than I mean, if I'm gonna do conversations, I gotta bring conversations herself. Let me bring in QB.
Hey y'all.
And
Hello, Miss Q.
I also have someone who always has a great mind, but she also gonna tell you a piece of her mind as well. I have a sister here, a piece of my mind. What's going on, sister?
Hey, hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Good to be here with you.
Hey, my queen sister. It's so great to see
So
you.
I'm gonna fall to the back, and I'm gonna let you ladies rock this out. Okay, I'm gonna fall to the back. I'm gonna do some things in the background. I'm gonna let y'all rock it out.
All right, so I just want to give this, a couple disclaimers up front. For people in the chat, I'm not ignoring you. I just like to give my guests time to finish their statement and then we'll address your comments. So I'm not ignoring you. And then if y'all see me looking down, it's because I have an issue with my eye and this light. Makes it irritated, so I'm paying attention. I'm just not always looking up directly. So please charge it to my head and not my heart. We're gonna be kind and respectful, but you can still say what you need to say. But just don't cut too far below the belt, please. No casualties here. But anywho, as y'all know, conversations is that space is like a cozy conversation, just like a blanket fresh out of the dryer. But sometimes it's that medicine you need, but with a spoonful of sugar. So, without further ado, we're gonna get into our topic. I want to welcome a piece of my mind. I really enjoy hearing this lovely young woman talk, and she's very opinionated. However, she's not rude and crass. So that's one thing I really love about her. So thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you, Miss Q. Thank you very much.
All right, so y'all know I like to start out with a quote. And as I was doing my research, like I always do, y'all know I'm a nerdy girl. Um, so many quotes fit, and some of them maybe sound like cliches or whatever, but it is what it is. But I want to start out with this quote. Love yourself enough to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious, and you get to decide how you use them. You teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and won't accept. I want to say up top, I'm guilty, I'm guilty, I'm guilty about allowing people to treat me certain kinds of ways because I didn't set strong enough boundaries. And I'm too grown now at this stage in my life that we're gonna have to deal with that. So, anywho, I want to definitely say hello to She Stole My Thunder, Arshawn D. Much love to Mr. Intellectual Soapbox, keep in peace of mind, dropping off likes and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Mr. Knowledge and Relationships himself. What's up? All right, so thank y'all for um, dropping in. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with a question, Miss Peace of Mind.
Hmm.
Have you ever found yourself at any point in your life not having a strong enough boundary set up, and like kind of give us some what that experience was like at any point in your life.
Sure. I will say mostly with my work, by me being a social worker,
Okay.
so many people having so many needs, especially coming from where I come from in Detroit. It's almost impossible to get resources and things. And so for me, and I guess other providers too, you just have to make things happen, because by the time you send someone somewhere, like let's say, so let me back up. Let's say I have a client who needs a food resource, but they lack transportation. So
Okay.
even if I give them the food resource to the church, well, now they have a barrier of transportation getting there. So for me, it was just easier to go get the food myself and take it to them.
Okay.
But over a period of time, that became an issue, because when you have thousands of people who have that same need, it can become overwhelming. And there are only so many programs available to
Hmm.
support that need. So for me, I just had to really just start saying, "Hey, it's not available." And even though it would break my heart, like it breaks my heart even talking about it now, like thinking of some of those moments, I just had to deal with that and come up with other solutions on my own, or programs on my own, to make sure that those future needs could be met for other people,
Okay.
and funding could be available for people in the future.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
That reminds me of a time when I worked for this agency where we did case management for pregnant for young parents. Not just pregnant teens, but for young parents up to the age of 25. And I got involved with the agency because I was a client at one point when I had my son. And the way they would set up boundaries is, okay, here's a need you have. I'm going to help you the first one or two times. However, I want you to show me, your caseworker, how you are going to take the steps to meet this need for yourself in the future. Because I'm not going to be here for you always. You may exit the program, I may exit this job. How are you going to meet this need in the future for you and your children? So that's one way. As you were talking, I was thinking of, okay, we would in turn it around on the client, and hold them accountable. And in turn, they earned incentive points, what we call baby bucks, so they can get some other supplies they needed that we kept in our office, like diapers, wipes, other baby items. Um, and that's just one example, but I do understand where you're coming from. It's like you want to just take on the weight of the world and help every
Mhm.
single person. And it's almost like, though, we have to remember, and we're going to get into, signs that we lack boundaries. But when we keep doing stuff for people and not allow them to do it for themselves, or keep relying on us, it's like they never learn, they never grow, they never flourish.
Mhm.
Um, and it becomes that whole giving somebody a fish a day versus teaching them how to fish
Mhm.
scenario. So,
Yeah, it does. And then it gets tricky though, because you have to prioritize the risk like level when you are working with the community. So
yes.
when someone has a need, that it has to be addressed right away. Like if their lights are off, if they're in a cold, especially here in Michigan, we have to do what we have to do. It's really
Mhm.
boots on the ground here. The social workers, the different programs that we have available in the community. We really coordinate and collaborate with each other because we have to think outside the box so much. And um, I'm so honored to even be able to do that, and go back and service my own community. But it does get challenging, and I'm glad we are talking about boundary settings, because it gets within this within this line of work, as far as a line of work where you service other people. um you go into these professions wanting to help people, and your heart is always in it.
Mhm.
But a lot of the professionals get burned out because they don't know how to set and establish those boundaries.
Yes.
um and that's you don't want that. You want to make sure you have healthy practitioners assisting you in servicing the community. So yeah, so I'm excited. This is a good conversation.
All right, because as you were
Oh,
talking, I have.
hold on, QB, real quick. I'm so sorry. Don't mean to be rude. Just a piece of my mind. We can't see your avatar. It's just showing a blank on
Oh, okay.
YouTube.
Oh,
So
Let's see.
yeah, if you yeah, if you want to you can either come in and come back, go in and come back out, or you can like just cam up. Either one you want to do is fine. You can keep the avatar up there. Is it's all up to you.
Okay, let's see. I can fix that. Give me 1 minute. I'll let you two guys talk, and I'll try to fix this.
okay.
Okay.
Since you're here, Mr. Intellectual Soapbox, do
Uh-huh.
you want to chime in on uh, a time in your life when you did not have good boundaries set up, and what that experience was like for you?
Sure, yeah. I would say it was a time where I was just trying to figure things out overall. And it was like when I was trying to figure these things out, it was a lot of changes that was looking like they was gonna manifest, and they were manifesting. But not in totality. So I had to just kind of figure out, like, I guess in those moments, I didn't, I just wanted comfort, right? So when you
Okay.
want comfort, sometimes you do things that you know you shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Mm.
shouldn't be crossing the lines, but you were so in need of comfort because of those, at that moment you're hurting, that you reaching out for something else, but in your hurt you wind up hurting other people. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So you know what I mean? Like, and that was a lesson I had to learn. It was a lesson that I had to really go through, and and it's something that, you know, I think it's always something that you're gonna struggle with because you're always gonna want comfort, right? Nobody wants to feel pain.
No.
So, but in that, there's levels to it, and you got to learn how to combat that pain and do things that are positive instead of always, lashing out or just using people, for comfort. Because ultimately, you're only just using them, and they're not being a benefit to your life. You're just sponging off them and leeching off them, and that's not the type of person that I ever want to be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Okay.
got to give a shout out to my brother Razi. He said
Hi,
peace to my
Rosie.
uncle. What's the word? LOL. Peace to you, brother. Peace to you. Much
Peace to
love.
you. And if anyone in the chat would like to jump up and join the conversation, look, say the word, click the link. We'll let you in. Um,
Okay. Do you guys see a face now?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Let me check on YouTube. Hold on. I'm gonna check right now.
Now, yeah, we could see it on the streams, but on YouTube it wasn't showing up. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, you good now, sister. You good. You good.
And I know tonight is not totally about problem solving, but as um, a piece of mom was talking, like my brain was all over the place because I have a background in nonprofit organizations. No, I've never written a grant. No, I've never been the, chief operating the director. However, I've worked enough years and have had enough experience with other agencies that it's like I feel like I'm an ideas person. I know the logistics of how things can possibly work. But of course, the people have to work together to make it happen. Um, so, peace of mind. I would love to talk to you more because I don't know what Detroit is like, and I don't want to be that person that's, overstepping and saying, "Have y'all thought about? Have you done this?" And you're like, "Hold on, man, we already do that."
No,
Uh,
ask away. I love this. Ask me.
Okay, well, are there nonprofit organizations that consist of people coming together to, okay, like here in there's a United Way office everywhere around the world, and
Mhm.
so United Way provides a resource guide. We also have local transportation, city provided transportation. So I don't know if there's a group of people that are working together. They can say, okay, here are the resources. Basically, they serve as a hub for people to get access to resources or information to resources. I don't know.
Yeah, no, so there are many, but one thing we have to also consider, we have to consider language barriers,
Mm,
educational levels and stuff. And so some people need a lot more hand holding, meaning
okay.
they need someone to pretty much be there and do it for them. And there are only so many people available to do that.
Okay.
Um
Now
so
here,
oh, go ahead.
no, here we have what they call it the Hispanic Center, and they provide resources for the Hispanic population. We don't have a strong like African or Asian. Usually, the African or Asian population are on. They go to college and they don't really
Mhm.
live in the community. So they have a multicultural center on the campus of the university. So that's a resource hub for them. So maybe things of that nature, and doing some collaborations with these different organizations, having an event day like a community day or something of sorts. To say, okay, come see all these different agencies and the resources they provide. Invite families out and food, fun, and whatever. So anyway, that's just one idea. Again, I don't know what y'all already do. I'm not trying to overstep.
No, that's no, like that's great. Like those are the things we are, we're supposed to do. That's how we link, and network a lot here in Detroit. But we need more. And I'm telling you, just again, I think it Detroit is a little bit different, so you really need people like going door to door, actually being able
Okay.
to sit and just talk with the families, communicate with
Okay.
them, even if it's just like passing out a flyer. Sometimes that's how you establish a rapport, and then a family or a person will open up to you and say, "Hey, this is really what my need is," and you were able
Okay.
to service them. So it's also a trust thing too.
Yes, I got you. Okay. Well, I can say from experience, and again, two different states, different places, reach
Yeah.
out to your D9 organizations,
Oh yeah.
your Mason, Eastern Star groups, and your local churches. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be one start. So we could
Okay.
definitely talk about some other stuff afterwards.
Thank
I
you,
can,
Miss
I can do this
Q.
all day.
Me too. Me too. Hey, brother Razik.
Hi, Razik. All
What's
right, so I
going
want
on, Razik? What's going on? What's going on? I just want to give a quick shout out before we bring in my brother Razik. Quick shout out to our brother Truth and Peace Nexus. What's good, brother Blood In? He said, well, intellectual soapbox, salute to panel and chat.
Hey,
You know
honey
what I mean?
bun.
Truth, what's going on, man? What's going on, family? If you can join, come through. Come through. The link is pinned. And I also email it to you because I know you like the emails, bro. I got you.
All right, so Mr. Razik, same question for you. Can you think of a time in your life, any part of your life, where you didn't have a clear boundary set up and you allowed people to overstep and like, yeah, what was that like for you?
Yeah, when I was in when I was in I would say it started off probably in middle school to like high school. That was the last time like I can honestly remember I was tried, and then I I had to shit on my ugly side, you know, and then after that I ain't had no issues, you know.
Okay.
Well, I ain't gonna say I ain't had no issues, but as far as like actual like fist fights and you know what I'm saying, like having those types of issues, you know what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So
I
I
I
want
don't I don't I don't condone violence. I don't condone violence. I just wanted to put that out there.
look, I don't either, but like, look, if you nuck, I'm a buck. I'm from the south. We going, we doing something. And I have
For
not
sure.
always been here in my life, but I'm 45 and I'm just too old and tired to put up with the foolishness. Hitting somebody or resorting to violence is my last choice. Even cursing at somebody is on the low end of my totem pole. I'd rather walk away and just let you have all that foolishness by yourself. um, but if you push me, I'm afraid I'm gonna have a blackout moment, and then I'm gonna come to like what just happened, And so I don't want to get to that point, and y'all don't want me to get to that point either. but we're gonna move on for a little bit. I want to ask y'all this: why do you think people have such a hard time dealing with your boundaries? Whether it's people in your personal life, people on the job, or people you just meet. There are people you meet in the grocery store that
Mm-hmm.
don't respect your boundaries. Please give me 50 feet. Please don't bump your car into mine. You know,
Mm.
I will say
please.
because some. Oh, I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
hold on,
No, I
sister. Peace, my
understand.
mind. I'm sorry. My
Go
bad.
ahead.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Princess K. Say,
Hey,
hey, everyone. I hope you all are
princess.
safe and well. Hey, Princess K. What's going on, family? What's good? And Auntie JP, Citizens. She said, you family, what it do? Peace and light to the panel chat. How's your spirit? Our spirit is on fire. You know how we do.
Hey, JP.
What's going on, Auntie? But yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead, QB. Go ahead and
No,
ask the question again. I'm sorry.
no, basically, like, why do you think people have such a hard time respecting your boundaries, whether it's personal, interpersonal, professional, just in the grocery store, you know? And then we're going to read Princess K after Miss Peace of Mind um, makes her point.
I'll just make it brief. I think people who don't respect themselves and have boundaries or discipline within themselves don't know how to communicate or have boundaries and discipline with other people.
Oh, okay. So they got some issues so they got some very personal internal issues. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then from a social work perspective, Do you find yourself trying to case manage people that you interact with?
Only on a case management and care plan basis, meaning I still stick to policy and procedure. Um, so that helps them maintain their boundary and also achieve a measurable goal and objective.
Okay, I mean, like, I have a goddaughter who just became she just graduated with her bachelor's in social work, and she'd be like, "Mama, I be talking to people, and in my mind, I'm going through a plan with like so." Just outside of work, do you find yourself like these people could really use my services? Like they need to come see me.
No, not at all. Like outside of work, I don't even think about work.
Okay.
Like I had to turn my mind off, and that's the boundary. That's self-care.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna get into that. How to set healthy boundaries. All right, thank you. So, Mr. Intellectual or Razik, either one of y'all want to get into, from your experience, why do you feel people don't respect your boundaries?
I was gonna let my guest rock out first. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Brother Razik rock out, and then QB go. You can answer too. I'll be last.
Well, I would say for me, it's probably been because of the way I look from like early on. That was that was or it used to be a issue. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people would you know you know what I'm saying? Because like then like I used to wear braces and you know what I'm saying glasses. You know what I mean? Not these, but you know what I'm saying? And then I remember I used to have like my father used to always cut my hair right. So I remember like my father used to always like put this long part. You know what I mean? It used to go all the way to the back like the middle of my
Oh
forehead.
wow.
So like I and you know what I mean because like he had one. So you know what I mean like he used to do me the same way. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, and then like you know what I mean like I was always small. Well, then I was. And so like a lot of the other boys, or the teenager boys, were a lot bigger. You know what I mean? And then they played, you know what I'm saying, football. So I guess you could say I was like maybe a late bloomer. But
Okay.
I always had like the facial hair that everybody else didn't have. So I think like people kind of took that as like a. This may sound weird, but it's almost like a mismatch. You know what I mean? It was almost like it didn't fit. So they kind of started like pick on me. You know what I mean? So, and I just think like I kind of like internalized that, and then and then it just kind of became more of like a lion, like on my own. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? The way I mean, the way my mindset, I just felt like I had to fight back, and I kept doing it so often that I just kind of naturally like created a name for for myself. It's somebody like yo, anytime you see him, like don't f with him because he's not going to take jokes the same way. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But yeah,
All right. I want to address Princess K. She when I tell y'all, she always comes with the funny. She said, um, I go from peace to violence depending on the situation, smoothly and expeditiously. Okay. She said, be soft spoken with the loudest kicks is what I say. Okay. Yeah. And look at Razik with the glasses. He's an intellectual, y'all. He said, props to Club Four Eyes. I'm a proud member. I'm supposed to be Four
not the
Eyes.
big screen. They didn't threw me on the they didn't threw me on the AMC 24. Yo, so
4K. I'm supposed to be I am in the Glasses Club. Now I'm in the Bifocals Club. Mm. Anyway, moving on. Mr. Intellectual.
Thank you. Salute to Wally. So salute to the intellectual soul box and salute to you too, brother.
Wally, you early
You.
today?
Yeah, you be
That's a,
missing the streams.
that's an inside
Word.
joke, y'all.
And Princess says to go Razik. All right, all right, all right, all right. You know what I'm saying? So the question was again, I'm sorry, QB, my bad, my bad.
Basically, why do you think people don't respect your boundaries?
I think people don't respect your boundaries because they just don't respect you. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Like
Okay.
if you respect my boundaries, if you respect me, you're gonna respect my boundaries. And if you can't respect it and you don't want nothing to do with it, then you kind of like distance yourself and show me that respect as well. So
Okay.
like either you're gonna respect it and still be in my life, or you're gonna distance yourself. Either one is fine with me, like literally. So yeah.
Okay. So I want to go through a list. And it's 10 signs. And of course, there's 100,000 lists out there that some are different, some are this, um, but it's signs that you lack boundaries. Um, Real quick though, I want to, I need to send a link to somebody who wants to join. Um, so I want you all, Razik and Peace of Mind, give some more. I'm sorry. Let's talk about this quote. Um, the boundaries we put up basically are to protect ourselves, our energy, and our space and our time and all this. Talk about why it is so important. I know you mentioned self care earlier, Peace of Mind, but why, above that, or in addition to, why is it so important to set up boundaries, not just for your coworkers, but even for your family and your best friends? And I'll be right back.
hmm well, number one, for protection and just preservation of the relationship, when you don't establish or set healthy boundaries or communicate things effectively, sometimes that build resentment. So to like cut all of that, you just set the boundary from the beginning and say, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and this is how we can work through that. But either people will accept your boundary or they won't, but you don't fall on it. So that's all.
Okay. Razik,
Yes, ma'am.
why is it so important to set boundaries? Um,
Um, to let you know what I'm saying, to let well, in my opinion, to let folks know that you ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, you're not a child. You're not to be played with. You know what I'm saying? And we all like to have fun, but just don't push the line. You know? And
Agree.
that goes to anybody, and not just co-workers, like literally to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Family, friends, allies. Yeah.
okay. And
Oh, and I will add. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
no, no
cut you off,
apologies.
but I will add. I think boundaries are different for men and women. You know,
Hmm, okay.
and I think for like what I'm saying. Um, Me as a man, like when I always encounter or have like different conversations with men, like there's an invisible, unwritten rule of things that I know that I cannot say ever. And if I do say, like, if I do say a specific word or a phrase, it automatically incites, what I'm saying, violence or the threat level, what I'm saying, will heighten to a degree to where either my life is going to be in danger or someone else's. So,
Alrighty. I want to welcome another guest to the panel. One of my podcast buddies, Mr. Tim Rodriguez, Mr. Cool Breeze from Say It Loud. No, say it. Yeah, say
Hey,
it loud.
what's good, Tim?
How are you doing?
You on mute, brother Tim. You on mute.
You're still on mute.
You still on mute, brother.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I was on mute still. My fault. It's been a long one. What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing?
Hey,
Awesome.
Chilling,
hey,
brother. Chilling,
peace.
brother. Peace.
So
Peace.
tonight we're talking about drawing lines and setting boundaries, and the conversation's just getting started. So
Hmm.
I want you to talk about a moment in your life when one, you didn't have a clear enough or strong enough boundary set? And like, what was that experience? And then why is it so important to set boundaries?
Well, I'll start. It's really important to set boundaries because only you know what you will put up with and won't put up with. In my life, especially me in my when I first started dating, like I'll be such a nice guy that I will let anything fly. You know what I'm saying? Like disrespect,
Mhm.
like vague responses, yada yada yada. Anything bad that you can think of that can happen in a relationship, I would just allow because I didn't have set those boundaries in the beginning. It's very important to set them at the beginning. So if it goes south, you can't say I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, you didn't tell me that you didn't like the TV on at such time, or you didn't tell me that this person can't come over, or whatever whatever boundaries you may have, whether it be in the bedroom or out the bedroom, you have to make those known at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about on your job? Has there been people that have? Now, we all work with people that just they know nothing about personal space. So, has anybody at work, whatever job you've had, ever crossed boundaries, and how did you handle it?
Shoot. You know what? I don't think I've ever really had that type of problem when it comes to people getting in my personal space. I'm somewhat of I'm a teddy bear in all sense. You know what I'm saying? I like contact. I like people around me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm a hugger. You know what I'm saying? So I really had that issue as far as boundaries. I will say that I've had some employees think they can speak and talk in such a way, in such a vernacular, using such words in my presence, and that they thought they was comfortable, and it was not the case, and they found that out the hard way.
Ooh, we're gonna get into that. Okay.
Yeah.
I first want to welcome my queen sister, online bestie, Queen Forever.
What's up?
Hey.
What's up,
Hey,
coffee
Queen, what's going on?
filter? I got my coffee
What's going
filters for
on?
you today. Okay, I'm ready, my Zeke. I'm ready. I got you.
Hey, Queen,
No,
he found
I
out who
ain't.
he found out who you really was. Queen, he found out who you really was. It's all
Who
Hey,
good.
look. Ain't no need to even expose it. You know what I mean?
No, it's all good. I'm ready.
We
I'm
love
ready.
you,
I got you.
man.
That's how you get along. You figure out how you got to move and shake with somebody, and you just move accordingly. That's all. Number love,
Nah,
right,
right.
Zeke? I got number love for you.
Oh,
For
goodness.
So
sure,
I know
for
when you
sure.
use those terms, I'm a duck right. I'm a bend low. I'm a bob and weave it. I got you.
She said
Bob
I'm
and
a
weave.
duck right. She said I'm a
Y'all need to
duck
let us in
right.
on the inside joke after the show.
Nah, we can't do that.
Well,
I just want to
I
acknowledge
don't
some.
know nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know nothing.
Well, none of us know. None of us know. Let me talk about some of the comments in the section. We got Brother Wale. He said, "So I wasn't here early before. Well, see you later. I'll be back if y'all still on." Dang, man, you just came in. Now you leaving? I mean, that's kind of weird, bro. But it is what it is. Also, y'all remember, y'all can always join the conversation. All right, the link is pinned in the chat. You'll see it. I posted it up. You know what to do. So let me continue to acknowledge some of these comments. Let me go down. Okay. So, Auntie JP says some people have irrational boundaries. Auntie, definitely come up if you can. I got my man Simon Hector, aka Perfect and Perfect with the odds. Simon, what's good, man? What's going on? Definitely, I would love for you to come up. Got the homie before the billions. He said, salute to the chat. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. You know what I mean? And I guess he didn't leave, right? He said to ask the question before I leave. Setting boundaries is letting people around you know don't push the button. All right, Wally. Thank you. Thank you for the love, bro. I appreciate you. Push the state says facts. You know what I mean? Wally again says salute to the other side. Thank you, thank you. Got the brother Von Eric in house. He said shalom all. Shalom to you, brother. Definitely, definitely. You know what I mean? Simon Hector says peace to Mr. Soapbox, peace to you. He said QB La Jones, creating history. She sure is. We got Sister
right.
Brianna Kruzik. He said, good evening, everyone. I'm jumping on here late. So glad to listen to this topic as I'm currently learning how to set boundaries for myself. Hey, speak on it. Speak on it. You know what I mean? We also got, you know what I mean, a lovely sister, Just a Splash, aka Lady Sophia. She said, I'm on CPT at the Lady Soapbox. Salute, sir. Salute to you too, sister. Definitely jump up if you can. Come up if you can. You know what I mean? Princess K again, she says, excuse me. I don't mean to be rude, but I feel uncomfortable. People are too close to me. I would appreciate it if you were standing at a distance and I place your hands on you. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, them
Good
personal boundaries, physical, like, look.
Time with the thumbs up. You know what I mean? Just a splash with shout out to Bill and Queen. Just a splash says hello, family chat. What's going on? And then Simon Hector said, Auntie is always irrational. Oh, come on, don't start, man. Don't start.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a list of signs when you lack boundaries. And I want y'all to talk about if any one of these apply to you, if you've been guilty of them. This is a healing session. We're going to just release and heal on tonight. And then we're going to talk about how to set them boundaries. Okay. You fail to speak when mistreated. That's me. You give away too much of your time. That's me. You agree when you actually feel like disagreeing. You feel guilty for dedicating time to yourself. You feel taken for granted by others. You have toxic relationships, Tim, that's you. You have chronic fear about what others think of you. I need more hands than this. You overshare details about your life with others. You constantly feel like a victim. You attract people who try to control or dominate you. All right, so we're gonna let the gentlemen, this is not ladies' night, we're gonna let the gentlemen rock out. So Mr. Tim, share your thoughts, feelings, emotions, release and heal.
Well, you know, the man you see now is not the same man, say, 15 years ago.
Okay.
I was in high school. I was a very shy kid around women because I was a bigger dude, and this wasn't like now where big dudes is winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are winning out here in today's age. You know what I'm saying? Teddy bears is in full effect. Beards is in, and dad bods is cracking now. But back in the day, I played football in high school, but I was still shy as a kid and shy around women. And what that did was I had very low self-esteem. So when I did date a woman and I was in a relationship, I would like, okay, I would do whatever you say. I worship the ground you walk on. Oh, that's cute how she ignores my text messages somewhat. You know, like, that's so cute. That's just her. You know, just making generalizations about that. Like making it okay because that's just who I was. I thought that's what it was to be a good man, is to let the woman do whatever she wanted. And that's completely not the case. And that too, I had to find out the hard way. You have to know what you will accept and what you won't accept. You have to know who to bring around you in your circle and who to keep at an arm's length and who to keep at a oar's length, because they have to be that. Some people have to be that far.
Put them on an island.
You know what I'm saying? A whole island, if need be. I still got people I know for years who are on that island. Like, I don't fool with you like that. I'm gonna keep you over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm laying boundaries as far as personal space. Like I'm a hugger, yes, but there are certain people I like. You know, keep away from me. Like, nope, I'm good. You're too close. You know what I'm saying? Those people who are too, like, when they get too amped up and they're all up in your grill. Like, no, I'm good. Like, we in a whole Pandol thing. Keep it over there. But yeah, but ultimately, boundaries and limitations, especially in relationships, have to be made at the very beginning.
Yes, sir, indeed. Alrighty. Thank you. Mr. Razik, share your thoughts, feelings, emotions, release and heal. Do I need to light some candles, some incense or something?
Nah. Hold on. Like, so ask that one more time, just
So
to make
basically,
sure.
I went through a list of like signs that show when you lack boundaries. Like you give away too much of your time, you don't feel appreciated, you feel like you don't speak up when people are
Okay.
mistreating, all that kind of stuff. So, like, talk about your experiences of, you
Well,
talked a little bit about when you lack boundaries, but just share.
all the things that you name, except maybe one. Can you run those down again, if you don't
Okay.
mind?
So you fail to speak when you're mistreated.
That
Speak up, rather.
that that,
You give away.
that doesn't apply. Hold on.
Okay.
Do
You,
each one for me. All right.
you give away too much of your time.
That don't apply.
You agree when you actually feel like disagreeing.
That definitely does not apply.
Okay.
I mean, as you can see, I'm saying I'm answering it like so. When you ask, I'm answering as it pertains to me.
I
Yeah.
actually need you to break it down the same way for me too.
Okay.
Whenever you get to me, thank you,
No
Miss Q.
problem. You feel guilty for dedicating time to yourself, like self-care.
No,
Okay. You
that
feel
don't
taken for
apply.
granted by others.
No,
No. You have
no.
toxic relationships. Now, again, this is personal, professional, any type of relationship,
The only the only
interpersonal.
toxic the only toxic relationship I have or had was with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. You have chronic fear about what others think of you.
That was in like middle school, like high school. I was going through that a lot. Yeah.
Okay. You overshare details about your life with others.
I've always been an oversharing dude. As y'all didn't know in the past, like I think I'm probably more transparent than, and I may be kind of boasting here a little bit. I think I'm more transparent than probably like 98% of like almost everybody I know.
Oversharing can go different ways. Sometimes people overshare because they feel vulnerable and they feel it's like they want to tell you enough or too much to really make you like them. Um, or they just don't respect you and like not assessing that you don't really want to know all this stuff about me. So that could be an over. You've heard the term people overshare. It's like some people overshare because they just don't know how to stop. I didn't really want to know that you went to jail when you were
See,
17.
I
you
see,
know.
I overshare to a point to where other women, you know, and just what I'm saying, friends and women that I tried to gain the attention for have
Okay.
told me that I share too much.
Okay.
I've heard that my whole life. Like I reveal
Mhm.
too much. They be like, leave something to the imagination. And then
Oh,
I always will push back to like, nah, fuck that. I'm an open book. You know.
alrighty. Well, some
But
people
anyway,
appreciate it, some don't. I don't know.
uh, you look. I'm gonna say this. You now because you're not a man, you would be surprised at the amount of women who find that to be an extreme turn off.
A
And
turn off.
and yeah, it is, and I've learned that it's an extreme turn off when a man overshares too much, especially to a woman. Like women say on the contrary, they be like, "Well, I want you to be honest." No, y'all
You
don't.
know, Brother Razik, you want to know why that's a turn off? Because who knows very little quickly tells it. That's why that's a turn off to women.
Mm.
Well, it's funny that you would say that, right? Because if I don't share, then she'll eventually be turned off because she'll be like, "Well, why are you so like standoffish?" So then, I mean, I can easily do both. I am a master at shutting the fuck up,
So I
but
think it depends
I'm
on
also
what
a
you're
master
sharing.
at just anything. Don't I mean even down to my criminal history, the way I grew up, things I were involved in from illegal activity. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to indict myself, but what I am saying is, in a general sense, when I do reveal certain things, even when a woman will ask, what I'm saying, she really doesn't want me to reveal that. She wants me to, in a sense, lie. And I mean, and look, and you know, and this may be going down from the rabbit hole, but to add to what I'm saying, Q's list of questions that you had proposed, um, I've heard quite a few other women tell me, "I need you to lie to me." Yes, and this isn't race specific, but this is, however, gender specific, and females specifically have told me, like, I need you to lie to me.
What was this? Okay, that's another topic, but I definitely want to
Right, right,
know
right.
what
Yeah.
was the situation. Because, yeah, okay, we're going to. Somebody put a pin in that. Mr. Intellectual, write that down for real. Um, why do women say things we say when we sometimes mean the opposite? Because we really need to have a real conversation about
Y'all do
that.
that a lot. Y'all do that a lot. But go ahead, go ahead. I didn't
Okay,
mean to derail. But what else you got there?
that's okay. The other ones are you constantly feel like the victim. Um, maybe somebody's doing something, they're crossing your boundaries, and you feel like you're the victim, or because you don't have any boundaries set up to begin with. So,
That
you ever
that that more than likely applied when I was in middle school.
okay?
Like younger days. Yeah.
And then you attract people who try to control or dominate you. Now, this again can be friendships, professional relationships, anything. Your friends, and yeah, I've had experiences.
Yeah, that definitely does not apply to me. I am the dominant one. I'm the
Okay,
one that everybody tells me, you can't control everything. I am the remote control to everybody. I try to control everything. Yes,
so you're the dominant one.
yes,
You
yes.
ever had any guy friends though that try to come in and like they try to sell you this idea and they wrap it up so pretty, thinking they can get over on you. Like, bro, you should
Yeah,
buy into this. Bro, you should do this.
yeah.
You should.
And then we question him. We give him the 50 Cent 21 questions, and then we find out, nigga, you full of shit. You don't even have no game plan. You just out here trying to sell sand to a beach. Nah, it don't work like that. As the old saying used to go, you're not slick to a can of oil.
Okay, you can't slip a can of oil, baby.
Nah, you're not slick to a can of oil.
Well, yeah. Well, I heard growing up. I heard the other way. Like, you can't slick a can of oil. Maybe it's just a country way of saying. I don't know,
Well, I haven't heard it like that. That's new.
but all right. Well, thank you
That's
so
new.
much for sharing that. Miss Queen Forever. We're gonna since you
You didn't go to Mr. Best.
okay, well he likes to go last for whatever reason.
Oh, wow. Whatever.
So, Queen, so let's talk about boundaries. People crossing them. Do you feel like you got any healthy boundaries set up? Do you lack
I do
boundaries?
now
Okay.
because I didn't have it before, and I think growing up it just made me mad, so I just would fight and just knock people out because they crossed
Oh,
boundaries, but I didn't feel like I set them up properly. So as I grew older, I learned boundaries.
okay.
But I think over the years I've realized that I used to feel guilty for putting myself first. Like I would, like, literally, when I was in college, I would have like all this money in the bank, and I was like, just in case something happens back east and my family needs some support, I'll have money to help them out. Like I always had that mindset. Like I would spend stuff on myself, but I was like, well, someone else might need it. Oh, my roommate, she's having a hard time. Oh, she lost her job. Oh, so I was just,
You put too many people before yourself.
yeah,
Okay.
So, I learned that too. I was like, oh, hell no. Then one person asked me, it's almost like I just snapped out of it. And I was like, no. And they were like shocked. And I was like, I said no, you heard me, right? And, so then it was like,
Y'all don't get
okay, I ain't gonna ask
excited.
you no more. Damn. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Go get a job. Stop being a bum. And stop asking me for some money. Don't eat my food. You didn't buy it, So, yeah.
See, Princess K, this is why I call her Peppermint Patty. That I knew I could. I was trying to remember the name. I called it Peppermint Patty. That's it right there.
But I think I can also, how you meet somebody and you like, man, they hella cool, right? I don't know if you ever met somebody and you're just like, wow, they just seem really cool. And I think I can get overly excited because I'm in a land of passive aggressiveness.
Yeah.
So when I meet somebody that's really like just cool, I think I can have a tendency in the past to overshare,
Okay.
and I think it'd be like, and then people tell me later on, man, you was they either tell me, yo, you was a little too much, or you was just mean. So I'm like, well, I gotta know what's the balance? It was like, you didn't say nothing, you was rolling your eyes, or girl, you was just all in my face, just so happy. I was like, ugh.
Oh my God.
I'm like, don't get mad because I had sunshine and you was a dark night. Don't
You
play
know what?
yourself.
See, I just did a Be Intentional message about not letting people make you feel like who you are is wrong or flawed. It's a them problem, not a you problem.
Yeah.
But
I do need to learn boundaries. I think sometimes my significant other will say, man, you talk too much, you share too much. And I'm like, and it's like, yeah, you just be telling all your business. Shut the fuck. You just need to be quiet sometimes. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I go, shut up, don't get mad because I got friends and you don't. But then I go, yeah, you're right. So, yeah.
Y'all good. Y'all funny.
And because I was I was always, I always had money. Like I wasn't a broke college student. Like I braid hair. And so in college, I had clients that would, every 6 weeks, $350. This one lady every 6 weeks, she give me $350 to braid her hair. So I always had money. And so, to me, sometimes I was always looked at as, oh, well, if we don't have it, Queen got it, And I remember one time I was just like, I forgot what happened. And I was just like, and I went up to someone like a family I used to babysit for. And I was just like, my roommates are always like coming up, oh, I got to go over here and get this for this. Oh, we don't have it. Can you get it, Queen? And I'm getting it. And it was like, stop pulling out your debit card for them. And I was like, you're right, huh? So then I just kind of snapped out of it. And I was like, I don't always need to feel guilty to flip the bill for you, Like I'll help out, but I don't want it to be where that's just the go-to. Oh, we ain't got no money, but we going to the movies because I know Queen got money. I say, yeah, Queen's going to the movies. I don't know what y'all going to do. There's a the $5 movie theater on Sunday. Y'all can go to that, but I'm going to the movies on Saturday. Wow. And I'm buying myself some snacks. I don't know what you're gonna do. You better smuggle in the hot dog or something. So yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
I've learned boundaries over the years, and it's okay. Like I don't feel guilty for protecting my peace and telling people no. I don't do phone. I'm really. I draw the line at phoniness. I'm
Okay.
very transparent and real, and what you see is what you get. And so when I'm around that, I can't handle that, the
Okay.
phoniness. So yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you, Bam. Um,
You
after
know, I
Miss
gotta bring some spice to this.
Yes, all the spice. So after Miss Peace of Mind goes, and we'll address the comments because y'all been holding it down for us in the comments. Thank you all. Want to make sure we read those. So go ahead, Miss Peace of Mind.
Yeah,
Or my
yeah.
mind.
Yeah, totally agree. You are not responsible for how someone feels when you set your boundary. And we have to keep that in mind. Sometimes when someone asks you something, a simple no is a response. And a yes is too, but you don't have to ever give an explanation. So, I think a lot of the time, again, is just being able to really identify where you need to establish those boundaries, set them, and then being able to sit with the emotion of somebody else not liking it, or liking it every once in a while.
That's right. I
Yeah.
have a big habit of people making me, allowing people to make me feel guilty about my decisions. When I first started having complications from the condition that I have, yes, I could still drive, I could still get out the house, but there's a lot of times I didn't feel like it, and I couldn't get people to understand. I don't feel like going out today. My legs are heavy, my body's tired, blah blah blah, XYZ. Oh, come on. All you do is stay in the house. You don't have the same issues that I have. You don't know what it's like for me to get up, get dressed, get out, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, those are boundaries that
May
I
I
do not,
ask, why did you feel guilty?
because of who I am. This is why I say my name is a blessing and a curse. Quabila means peacemaker. And I'm always, always the person that is trying to be the kumbaya, be the peacemaker, the harmony, whatever in the group. And I don't like to debate. I don't like to argue. I don't like conflict. And
Mm-hmm.
so I know my conflicts, my argument style is on the it's
But
horrible.
but
It's up.
saying no is not conflict.
But then it's like the person be like, come on. Okay, I had this one friend who would be like, well, I'll pay for you. It's like, I don't want to go. Come on, get out. You never. I think it's just a matter of, okay, fine, let's go. Just to shut them up. And that still was doing me no justice. It was doing me an in service. But that's how I used to be. Yeah, how I used to be. And I can acknowledge that. I'm a work in progress. Yeah. So, were you finished with your statement? Is peace of
Mhm.
my mind?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, before Mr. Intellectual comes, I want to read some of the comments. Y'all have been really going in. Okay, so Princess K said you were giving 2 ears over one mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as you speak. Perfectly imperfect. They need to be right. The need to be right is in effect. Um, the knowledge relationships is saluting everyone. Okay, perfectly imperfect says knock people out like Splash with the thing in the wig. Okay. Okay.
You already know what that means. You know him. So
Okay. Princess K is killing herself laughing. And she's like, this is exactly why I'm voting on Queen for president. And then she says, oh, hell no. I guess the comment about people always knowing you was going to have the money and take care of things.
yeah.
She also says, 4 things I care about most that you're not allowed to touch: God, myself, my family, and money. Mess with any of these and you're liable to be knocked out. Lord.
Hmm.
Alrighty. Um, and Miss Sophia says, Queen Forever got that season indeed. Bring it on, sis. Look, she got that Cajun spice, okay?
Hey, I've turned over a new leaf.
And then
Yeah.
perfectly imperfect to get them snacks. Who got snacks? So anyway, Mr. Intellectual, you want to jump in before? Because I have another comment. I have another aspect of the setting boundaries I want to talk about, and it deals with a very personal, dealing on a personal level.
Definitely. I mean, I think in life there's always going to be instances where you have to set boundaries, or your boundaries are kind of going to be tested. Like at the end of the day, I think for myself, like I had to go through a phase. You know what I mean? Like kind of what Razik was saying when you in middle school, high school, you kind of trying to figure things out, trying to figure out how to be a man, especially when maybe the man that's supposed to be in your life ain't really a factor. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just step up to the plate. You know what I mean? It's either sink or swim. So I just chose to swim. I wasn't trying to sink, man. I got tired of sinking. Like I did not want to be in that loser phase. It's not a good feeling. So once I really got out of school and I started becoming a man and being out and doing my thing and working and really, really hitting that pavement, man, I'm trying to keep it PG, but man, I'm just gonna let it be said. Shit changed.
Okay.
That's the best way to say it.
Keep it
I can't
PG.
say no other way. Nah, I can't say no other way. Shit changed. You know what I mean? I started kicking in that door. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what needs to happen. Like, I just had to like just step up. And it wasn't me just being a tough guy, or whatever. It was just me being tough about life. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't in life. You know what I mean? In order to maneuver, in order to make money, or in order just to survive, especially in New York, like you got to be on it. If you're not on it, you're gonna get left out. You know what I'm saying? And people gonna be laughing at you. Family members gonna be laughing at you. Like they're gonna be like, "Oh man, you used to have gear. Like what happened to you? Like you looking like a bum. Like and they could actually help you, but they rather make fun of you. So that makes more of a fire. It makes you more of an animal. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't condone. I think family members should be family. Like y'all should families should support each other. But it just made my iron will even more of an iron will. You know what I'm saying? So. You know what I mean? I'm always thinking of ways to just improve myself, better myself, and just be about my business. And I got something new that I'm trying to cook up right now that I want to do. Something that I didn't want to do, but it's something that I'm going to do because I just need for things to be a certain way in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just what it is. I want to give a shout out. Whatever. Gotta give a shout out to Tristan Japer. He said, "Yo, what up, chat? What up, Tristan? What's good, man?" You know what I mean? Just a splash says, salute. Lady Sophia, good to see you. Lady Sophia, we would love for you to have you. We'd love to have anybody up, man. If y'all want to come up, y'all know what it is. Link is posted in the chat. You know what I mean? It's pinned. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I do want to add to that, like, even moving from the East Coast to the West Coast, my friends laughed at me. They said, "Girl, please, you ain't gonna make it out there. You gonna be back home in 2 months." And I'm telling you, it was like I've never been to prison or jail, but I felt like I was behind bars on the West Coast. I was screaming, gnawing at the bars, trying to get out. I had a hard time being out. I could not stand it. But every time I felt that way, I saw my friends laugh at me and say, "Man, you're going to be back in 2 months. I give you 60 days. So I made it past 60 days. And when I go home and visit, they was like, "Yeah, right, you ain't going back." And I was like, I got to go back. So, yeah. So I didn't think I was going to make it out here. It was crazy.
You said you're out in Cali?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let me add to that too. If I may, to what you know what I'm saying, 84 was saying. I think the burden to perform on men is a lot harsher and harder. Like we don't have. And hey, look, Queen. Hey, look, are you good?
I got my filters. Go ahead.
All right,
I agree with you. I agree that men got it 10 toes, 15 feet, 16 times 16 harder. I agree. And that's why I feel like y'all need supportive women at home, because
Right.
The world ain't playing with y'all. It's not a joke for y'all. I totally agree.
And even on that note, like other men are not playing with us. You know what I'm saying? So the burden of performance is extremely harsh on us, which is why and I think like from a biological and imperative when it comes to like men, you know, we either sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? To like if I had a if I had a if I had a different type of mom, even at the age that I'm at now, I still would not have that security type blanket to where I would be able to go to my mom and say, "Hey, mom, look, I know I'm almost 40, but let me stay here for about for like 2 years and live up under you." And you know what I'm saying? Like my mom would say, "Boy, if you don't take your grown black ass the fuck out of my house." You know what I'm saying? And it's not like her saying that like she didn't, you know what I'm saying, or wouldn't love me, but I think we all have. I think from men and women, women know that they have a biological imperative to be a mom, to be nurturing, to be caring, to be loving, what I'm saying, to want to swoop you up and say, hey, baby, it's gonna be okay. Tomorrow's a new day. You can brush off. Now, if I go to my father, he gonna put his foot in my ass like, nigga, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? You better take, you know what I'm saying, your lazy ass out there and work. You know what I'm saying? You better stay out there for 12 to 14 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I remember when I first started working, when I was like 14, and we used to go around and like cut me some grass. And my dad used to say, he used to always tell me, he was like, when the sun is up, it's time for your ass to be up. And that's something that I always knew, and I kind of incorporated that in my daily life, even now. I may have like 2 hours of sleep. I may lay down around about like 1:30 tonight, and I'm back up at like 4:30 in the morning, like five, driving for another 16 hours. You know what I'm saying? Up. Then I'll lay down and repeat and repeat and repeat. But I understand that my burden of performance is non-negotiable, because women are going to look at me and say, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you're putting all this work in, what if you substantiate it to gain, to be able to be conducive to take care of your wife or your girl, or to be able to have, you know what I'm saying, kids, and you know what I'm saying? And that's just life ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here sitting here crying about it. I understand my duty, but when I look at younger men, especially like in today's age, and when I hear them talk about, well, I'm not supposed to protect my girl, and why do I have to do this, and why can't we go 50-50? Like, nah, because it don't work, because you as a woman are going to automatically look to that man and like, well, because I think y'all women understand that us as men, we are the stronger being. You know what I'm saying? And we're here to be your counterpart, to help you where you are weak at, if that makes any sense.
Brother Razik,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, 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 no. Go ahead, Sister Bill. And I want to just welcome Lady Sophia to the panel. Thanks for coming up. Go ahead, Peace of my mind.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, real quick, do you feel like these spaces for men have been brotherly and also empowering? What have you observed?
Okay, ask that again. I'm just trying to make sure I'm clear on what you're asking.
Yeah, so just as far as what you were saying, as as far as how you feel as a man, do you feel like the now that men are speaking out and coming together, do you feel empowered and do you feel supported?
Um,
By other
I,
men?
I mean, I think I'm supported in my circle of other guys, you know what I'm saying, of other, you know what I'm saying, males that I run with, yes. Um, because we all have the same, you know what I'm saying, mindset. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying, like the way I was raised and the way I am and the way I talk and the way I think, you know what I'm saying, I don't like dudes who think contrary to how I move, because that in itself is going to automatically put me in a dangerous spot. You know what I mean? So if I move a certain way, I'm expecting my other homies to move similar. You know what I'm saying? So if we may happen to be going out or whatever, then yeah, like we're going to have each other's back and we're going to fight to the death. Um, so I mean, to answer your question, yeah, I'm definitely supported by other men, and I think I think it's good for a man to have, you know, the burden of performance, because in you ladies' eyes, you women are going to automatically put us in a certain like, you know what I'm saying, like a certain box, and you're going to say, well, look, he's a boy, he's an F boy, that's a man, you know, that's a strong man, that's a weak man. You know what I'm saying? I think you ladies have a very keen sense of staying in tune with knowing who's weak and who's strong.
We do. Yep.
I want to tell a quick story real quick. You know what I mean?
No.
Definitely welcome in three. Quiet queen. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like I had a friend, right? He's almost 40, right? If he's not, I think he turned 40 this year. He had an incident where he had like injured his back, right? And his mom, who's almost 80 years old, flew from a whole different state to come look after him, his spouse, and they two kids, right? She came there. She helped to build other things in the home that they needed. You know what I'm saying? Bought this man like this beautiful cabin shed to put his outdoor materials in. You know what I'm saying? Was just structuring a home for him. And I know for me, that is not gonna happen. Like at all. Like if I'm laid up, you know what I mean, I could call my mom's on the phone, you know, send me some well wishes, and that's gonna be probably about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be completely honest. So when you have that parent that's just like really a parent in your life, that's a force, that makes a difference. It really does. And I think some people don't want to see it, but it does. You know what I'm saying? I just want to acknowledge some comments real quick, and then I definitely want to move the conversation forward. My brother Truth and Peace Nexus says boundaries get pushed by the people you love. Some people push you to see how much you can get away with. If you set boundaries and standards, don't bend it, but not because they will not bend theirs for you. True. Marcus giving a shout out. Brother Marcus, good to see you, bro. Salute to you, bro. Salute to everybody that you shouted out. Much love to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Brother Simon, perfectly say you are blessed to have a mother. Word. Marcus, Truth and Peace Next to give a shout out to Marcus. You know what I'm saying? Marcus giving some more shout outs. And then Brother Razik said, Truth, what's good, homie? You know I got that fire for you too. I stay in the lab, homie.
Hey, look. That's the inside joke. He already know what's up, man. Hey, yo, one more thing. Hey, Peace. Take care of my bro too, yo. Take care of my bro. Take care of my bro. Hey, look, I'm gonna find you. We gonna be beefing. Hey, look, we gonna be beefing. You know what I mean? Take care of my brother. Yo. Wow.
Absolutely.
Man. So man, this is what family is about. You see how we rock for each other? You see that? You know what I mean? I wish I could have seen. Y'all could have seen our team meeting that we had there. We was riding for each other hard. You know what I'm saying? Super hard. But yeah, that's what we did.
Goodness.
That's what we do.
don't know
Not
about
the way
all
to the
that.
family. You wasn't there, Queen. It's okay.
Don't matter.
Lady
She didn't get the
Sophia.
invitation.
Lady Sophia. Good to see you. What's going on? You know what I mean? How would you like to add to the conversation?
Wonderful to be here. If I can just add on a little bit to what Brother Razik said, you know, just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you're a mom. Just because you're a man doesn't mean that you're a dad. And I'll give you a good example. Thanks for asking. My mother did not care for me. She had 5 girls and 1 boy. I was the weakest link. I have always been a dislike to her. So I considered myself a disservice. And the more she said it, the more I believed it. But I also realized that there were some things that I knew about her and my dad that could have made or break them. And people don't like it when you have, you know what I'm saying, when you're not as weak as they think you are. My father was a Muslim minister. My mother was with him for the eats and lay down and the benefits of it. I'll say it. You know, my dad is not here to defend himself, but I'll say it. I actually found out that in all actuality, they were not married. So that was an embarrassing thing for them. I knew it. I'm not afraid, you know, I'm not afraid. There's some things that she's done. I could be hurt. We're saying it right now. Doesn't bother me. I've lived a good life. But the thing of it is that when people know that you can make or break them, and you don't even have to be thinking on the same tune or the same channel as them, then you become a threat. I've never hurt the lady. I would never hurt her. What I just said was the actual truth, you know. But some people, for some reason, if they don't like you, they're not gonna like you. And that's whether you're a man or a woman. My dad actually showed me how to be a woman, how to not be a thief, how to not be conniving, and how to use, you know, the truth and common sense versus emotion. And that's how I am to this day. You know what I'm saying? I will turn around and, to be honest about it, even though I'm a woman can break me down harder than any man. Why? It's because, you know what I'm saying, my mother has taught me, you know what I'm saying, what fear is through her action. Not that all women are, you know, ding, ding, you know what I'm saying, in this corner, this and this and that and that. Every woman isn't like that. But I was taught a certain way. The women here on this panel have never shown me any type of hate, you know, the anguish or anything like that. So I'm learning. But every female isn't a woman. And that's all I got to say on that.
Ooh, thank you, Lady Sophia. I want to welcome.
We love you and respect you very much.
Word, we definitely love you. We definitely love you. You already know that. Gotta welcome, you know, speaking of a sister, my little sister, you know what I'm saying? She come in the building. You know what I mean? Yo, hopefully, you know, I don't know. Wait, yo, is Lennox around? I gotta ask, you know what I'm saying?
Is that
Gotta
Quantum?
welcome in. Yes,
Is
it
that
is. That's
Quantum?
Harlem right there. That's Harlem
Yeah,
right there. Yeah.
Hey, look, 84. She don't even know, yo. That's my baby. She don't even know it yet. It's all good. Yeah,
That
it's
is
all
too
good.
funny.
Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna
all
say, how do
good,
you know
though.
I'm from Harlem?
Hey Dom, how's it going?
Hi everyone.
Hi,
What's
Queen.
going on, Damo? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, M3, you can Damo rock out real quick and then you go after that?
Yeah, sure. Ladies first.
Hi,
Definitely. All right, thanks, bro.
So chivalrous. How gentlemanly of you. Okay, I'm going.
All right. So we're just talking about all things drawing lines, setting boundaries, times in your life when you didn't have boundaries set and people stomped all over them. You know, what unhealthy boundaries look like, you know, or lack of boundaries look like. So it's just open forum right now when it comes to all things boundaries.
Okay.
But then I have a few more things I want to ask when we all go through.
Okay. So I guess, Princess K, hi, love you. Okay, I would say boundaries. I didn't have boundaries when I was in middle school and elementary school. Quickly learned them after that. And yeah, I think boundaries are very important. I have my own boundaries, but I would say there's certain boundaries that can be pushed. Like, for example, at work, I'm very touchy-feely and huggy-kissy on everyone. And I know some people might say it's sexual harassment, but everyone loves me. So it's kind of like I'm a person that loves your personal space. So I do push that boundary. Like, if I come to your house, it's like I'm sleeping in your bed, like I'm not sleeping on the couch. Like, like that's the boundaries. Like, I feel like it's different. Like, but I think it's very important. And I think that you should learn them. You should learn them really early. You should learn them at 2 and 3. You should learn that you don't have to hug everyone. You don't have to, let everyone kiss you on the cheek. You don't have to. I think it's boundaries.
No sitting on laps.
Exactly. Yep. You need to be sitting on everybody's lap. You don't have to share your toys. Someone may not share with you, but those, I think, boundaries that need to start. As soon as you come out of your mother's womb or uterus or wherever you're coming from. That's all.
All right. Well, thank you so much. M3, what would you like to add to this conversation?
What's up, everyone? Shout out to everybody in the panel.
Hey,
Shout outs to Marcus Rodriguez as well, Tudo, and everybody else in the chat. Yeah, so boundaries, man, that I know I've crossed, especially like before marriage.
Okay.
Like, people like in this church that I used to go to will always tell me, hey, like, you can't do this, you can't do that, because you're breaking boundaries. Whether it become like, the opposite gender or just whatever. And for me, I was always like a free spirit type of person. I don't never really judge what people do. I just go with the flow of things. But, when it starts to, affect people that's close by you, like I said, I'm not gonna put everything in detail, but when it starts to affect people close by you and you kind of see like, okay, dang, like, things that I know that I could personally have the freedom of, will hurt the other person, unintentionally. And so, there's some lines that you have to understand that, okay, I can't break certain parts of boundaries, especially when you're involved in other relationships. That makes sense.
Okay, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mr. Razik, you have a question here. Is cursive language not directed to you? Is that crossing boundaries for you ladies? I feel like you can say what you want, but if I have stated, I really prefer you not to speak like that in my presence, and you continue to do it, that shows you lack respect for me and my wants. And I feel like that is a boundary that's crossed. At that point, I need to remove myself from the situation, from the space, whatever that space is.
Okay, I have a follow up. Now that you said that, does that pertain to all curse words, or do you have certain boundaries for certain words?
I feel like it really just depends on the setting and maybe what particular mood I may be in. Because I say curse words sometimes, even though people say my voice is too soft and proper and me cursing doesn't sound right. So anyway, I'm not approved. I'm not stuck up. None of that. But there are some spaces and places and times that I feel like this is just kind of unnecessary in this moment,
Now, again, not directed to you, but just in a general sense, when people talk, they may curse. That's what I'm asking. I'm not saying like you're having a one-on-one conversation with somebody. I'm like, for example, right? You've seen plenty of rated R films, right?
Yeah. So, I mean,
But it's a
people
lot of.
say what they want.
Hold on. I'm trying to illustrate a point here.
Okay.
Hear me clear. Like, try to take out how I'm saying it and pay attention to what I'm saying. Okay. We are adults, right? And we like and listen to movies that have a lot of vulgar language, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take away from the movie not being good, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think if those same movies that you may like remove the cursive language out, it wouldn't have the same impact as being, or maybe having a qualified existence of it being a quote unquote classic film. Do you agree?
Yes, I can agree to that because okay, as you were talking, I'm thinking about okay, like movies like Boys in the Hood, any John Singleton movie, any black film, the placement of certain words and phrases, in my point of view, was necessary to get the point across, or get the mood and feeling across to the audience of what the actors were saying. Um, Now, if I feel like this is just way too much, like okay, I might skip over that scene. There are times I've been watching something and it's like way too much sex. Like I'm not
Nah,
approving
but
again.
I'm speaking about language.
I
I
understand.
I ain't talking about sex. I'm talking about
I'm just saying.
specifically
Okay,
language.
I have the right to turn it off, remove myself from the space. Um, I feel like I don't quite have the right to tell somebody you really shouldn't speak like that. You shouldn't talk like that. I mean, because then that's going to turn into an argument and debate or even something physical. So I just remove myself.
What I will say, and not to be a it's not meant to be a disrespectful comment to you, but based upon your answer, I would say that you are a prude, sort of, sort of.
Because
You
I don't want to be around people that's just doing a whole bunch of. If I'm not in the
nah,
mood to hear
no,
that in the
no,
moment,
no. I'm saying it because, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like you're a prude and that's it. No, but you're exhibiting certain characteristics of a prude because that particular language, what I'm saying, may rub you, what I'm saying, the wrong way. And that's not, what I'm saying, like, everybody has the right. Like I'm not an advocate of just saying like, well, you need to accept cursive language. But I am saying you per person, um, you may be considered a little prudish.
bougie.
I mean,
It's, I've been
We
I
don't
mean,
called.
care.
I'm being funny, you know what I'm saying?
I
But
understand.
We don't care.
I have been called prim and proper.
Call me what you want. We don't care.
I've been called
Ah,
proper to my face.
You
I've
can
hey
been
call me
Queen,
what
I
you
called.
need my
want.
coffee filters now, Queen.
Yeah,
Okay,
So
we
Miss
don't
so
care.
I
Miss
need my
Q,
We
so
coffee
Miss
don't
Q,
filters.
care.
so you don't. I just want to so Miss Q, you don't curse and you don't like curse words around you.
I curse every now and
Mm.
then, but it's
Oh, she
like
do.
okay, so like
Oh,
if I bump my foot, I might say the F word, yes. Or but just in everyday language, like
Yeah, it's too
FB,
much.
bam, bam, but that's not my normal. Because and I'll tell you why. I work in radio, I do a podcast, I do this, and then in other professional settings, I have practiced for so long how
Mm.
to speak a certain
Say
way
it.
so what are
that
the words you don't like to hear? Curse words that you don't
I
like to
mean, I
hear.
don't really care what anybody else say,
Be
but the
ho
one
do
word,
ro make stay may fake.
but I will
Shoot.
say
I
this:
don't want to hear it. No, stop.
the
I'm
one
Lord
sorry, Miss
have
word,
Q, I didn't hear
mercy.
you.
the one word I'm not particular about,
Mm-hmm.
that it's a never-ending debate, and it's going to be debated until the cows come
Mm-hmm.
home.
That N word.
The N word. I
Mm-hmm.
don't use it personally. Um, when I get frustrated, I might say, which is still no better, I might say black person because that to me that's a better way of saying the N word.
Mm-hmm.
Black people get on my nerves versus, but that's just one word. But if people say it, that's them.
Hey,
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. The N word is the one that
It
I
grinds you.
prefer.
I
mm,
get it. I get it.
I'm not real crazy about the B word. I think,
yeah,
and I think it's a lot to do with my age
Razi.
and the settings that I put myself in, and just where I am in my life. Now do I listen to Cardi B? Yes, I do.
Oh
Um,
Lord.
yes. Do I listen to NWA and
Hold on.
3 6
Cardi
Mafia?
B,
Yes,
No,
I
no,
do.
of
no.
all
He
Mute your
said
the
mic.
Cardi
She's still
women,
B.
talking.
of
She's
all
still
the
talking,
women,
Razik. She's still talking. Mute your mic, please.
Queen,
Thank you. Go ahead,
Queen,
QB.
Sounds so
I need my
OG.
coffee filters, Queen. I'm
No,
telling you,
not yet.
I need my coffee filters.
I mean,
You
I'm
ain't
from
right.
the South. I live right across the bridge from Memphis. So yes, I listen to 3 6 and all them, but you know, that doesn't mean that's my persona
Wow.
every day, all day. And Mr.
The
Best,
vulgar
caught a
of the
little snippet.
vulgar, the vulgar of the vulgar.
I have my ratchet girl moments, just a little bit, but for the
Do you
most
know
part,
most of the lyrics?
Lord have mercy.
She said yes.
Hold on, I bet you if I start chanting, I bet you if I start chanting, FREE.
no,
Y'all
I don't know
gonna
that
start going
song.
in. Y'all gonna start going in.
Ratchetness. No.
I'm not. I heard the chorus of that song, but I've never listened to the whole song, so I don't know. But I do. I think every woman has their what I call ratchet moment. So they don't show the whole world.
I
Okay.
don't have
Right.
ratchet
Shout out to
moments.
Sada, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy.
I
Hey,
don't have ratchet moments. I don't believe in that.
Hey, let's not forget about Simon. I know
Well,
he
that's my
sing,
truth, and I'm sticking to
I'm
it.
just messing with you. What's up?
I gotta
Dog?
hold on, y'all. Hold on. I gotta welcome in. I see my brother got the different colors in the back. You know what I mean? Gotta welcome in. You know what I'm saying, brother Simon Hectic. I always gotta mess with him. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say dying peace.
Our brother from across the pond.
Oh my God.
like, I
Simon, what's going on, man?
Did you welcome
You
in?
muted.
Dom?
You muted.
What's up? Peace.
What's going on, man? Peace.
Hi.
Hello, Simon. Look, okay, what you been sipping on already, Simon?
I'm sipping on Navy Seal brandy. That's what I'm sipping.
What time is it over there?
That's the question.
I'm my own clock, man. I ain't dealing with no clock.
What time is it? For real, what time is it?
Oh no, it's in the morning somehow. I don't know. What time is it where you at?
It's 9 o'clock at night.
People pure be bouncing out of here just because I said that. Okay, cool.
It's 9 o'clock.
I think the topic was kind of interesting, like drawing boundaries.
Give us your piece. Tell us your truth.
Well, if you want to talk about relationships,
I mean, at work, relationships, personal boundaries. I mean, just boundaries. Because I got some more topics that I want to hit on before, to add more to the conversation. But just share. Okay, one question, because I know, Simon, you could be a little long-winded. And it's not a dig at you, though. But
thank you, man.
were there some times in your life where you did not have boundaries set up and people crossed, disrespected you?
I just think you just got to be you. You've really got to figure out who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, the problem is you're everyone's everything. So if you're walking in a life where it's like you don't know who you are, then you become other people's boundaries. And that's problematic.
Very much so.
If I walked into your life and I didn't know who I was, you knew who you were. This is where people start talking about relationships, where they have discrepancies because they don't know who they are. So like a whole man will walk into a whole woman's life, and a woman might, in this day and age, let's say the modern woman, the modern woman is very sort of like forward thinking, knows what she's about, and a whole man will walk into her life and she's like, I might earn a bit more than him. I know my shit. I know my boundaries. This is my stuff. and he might not be able to be at that situation right there and then. Who's taking over that situation? Who's dictating that situation?
Yep.
The modern woman. And it's not really the modern woman's fault.
Okay.
But that's just where it is. So when you're talking about boundaries, it's like, you know, I'm your next door neighbor. I'm going to set up a fence. You said I was long-winded. I know. Like, you're getting a bit... okay. You're going to swipe left right now. Shit.
Get your thought out, Simon.
I'm just saying, like, we know our boundaries really. What we walk into and what we, suscept ourselves to is a completely different thing. You know, so, and it's not that complicated, really. As adults, you know, we need to get a grip of this stuff. This is like got to a point where it's boring. You can't keep blaming women, and women can't keep blaming men about this stuff. You know, but that's just what it is.
Simon, for once, man, you definitely have a good point that is very clear.
I didn't even know if he was in here, and shit, I just heard your voice.
I know you like that, but yeah, yeah, you know, in my reply to that, I feel like we all take part of this. So, we take part of like trying to understand so much about women, and women trying so much to understand men, that we just go through this back and forth cycle, but we're not really getting anywhere. And so, you know, the main solution that I could really just come up with is just that we just gotta call it truth and just accept each other where we're at right now in this modern day society. You know, we have to kind of like adapt, because we can only change what's in our own household, you know, what's around in our social circle, and we can only just choose the friends and family that we want to surround ourselves to be around. But the more we keep focused on trying to make other people change, the less that we're focused on trying to improve on ourselves. And then that's one of the biggest things that, you know, I'm learning, you know, as far as of all this. It's good in entertainment, you know, that's why people do that. But you know, I had a question, and my question is that, like, okay, what about, do you guys have any boundaries when guest comes to your live stream, and what are your boundaries? And shout outs to Mimsy too.
Okay.
My boundary is to kick them off, but you know, I don't control it. So, you know, I got my own boundaries.
When we get monetized, we'll make you our bouncer, okay?
I appreciate that. Please. Appreciate you.
I don't really believe in just like, I appreciate you, M3. I really do.
No problem.
And what you said was poignant. So to that, in terms of like, if you have a platform, I don't know, sometimes you just got to let people talk, because I don't really understand what the point of the platform is otherwise, apart from that. If you're just going to boot people off, then I've been booted off plenty of platforms. But then it's like a dictatorship. And then you're talking about, oh, we're in this rabbit hole, and this is like some sort of, thing that we're just doing. It's just like, well, what's the point? So, but everyone's entitled to do what the hell they want. Like, it is your platform ultimately. You could dictate it. But are we in a dictatorship?
Hell yeah. Oh my God. And I say this. If somebody come over your house,
did you
Hold
see
on,
that?
hold on, hold on,
That was a
hold on,
woman.
hold
A
on,
woman
hold
did
on,
that.
hold
A woman
on,
did that.
hold on. If someone comes over to your house, pisses on your couch, shits in your refrigerator, you gonna invite them back? No.
Damn,
So
damn, Queen.
I'm just saying, if you have rules on your platform saying, hey, we don't use this over here, we don't disrespect people, we don't use this word over here, and someone comes on your platform, don't respect your house, then they don't need to be there or come back. It's not about being a dictatorship. It's about respecting what my boundaries are. And if my boundaries are put out there and you don't respect them, then that means you don't deserve to be on my platform or in my house. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. There's a way to communicate without being
Yeah, I mean,
disrespectful
to your
or
point,
putting down.
Yeah,
your
I think
point,
I think
to
a
your,
fair rule would be don't start none, won't be none on these
Thank you.
platforms, and then
Appreciate
move
you.
around.
Thank you.
Simple.
Thank you.
Yep.
Because
no,
you ain't
I
starting
like
no
that
I
song
mean,
reference.
you're totally right. You're totally
Right.
right. I mean, to your point, it's up to you. I mean, this is not we're not sort of holding out countries here. This is a YouTube platform. So like at the end of the day, if that's your platform and that's your rules and that's how you want to operate, then you could kick them the fuck off. Do you get what I'm saying? If that's what you choose to do. But I'm just saying, me personally, I ain't gonna do that. Like, I'd rather have the conversation because you never know what you're gonna gain.
No, I don't need to gain. I don't gain nothing from disrespectful people.
Let
but
me say something
disrespect.
after this.
That's just me. I'm just saying, that's just me.
It's all good.
I see
It's
your
all good.
perspective.
I believe in delete, block, kick out, and close the door. I believe in that.
Okay, that might be a little bit too extreme, but hey, that's Queen, right? Let me say this though. You know, there is like a thin line. And since we are talking about boundaries, that's why it's always good to set the rules properly in place so people have to understand it. I'm going to use Fresh and Fit, for example, okay? Mostly Myron, because Myron, Frank Castles, most of the people, on the panel. Look, they have the rules set in place. They keep things professional. They keep things grounded. And the women that they bring to the show, they already know what to expect. But you're going to have somebody that's going to overtalk you, that's going to be rude. And here's the thing, especially if you already have a fixed plan of topics and someone is like overtalking you or they're interrupting and being rude, that's disrupt the show. And you don't want nobody to disrupt your show, especially if that's the balance that you have in place. It's okay for everybody to have an opinion. Consider like knowledge relationships, and for sure, Mr. Intellectual Soapbox, everybody talks, have their opinions to say, but as you can see, no one's being disrespectful. Now, if you name calling and you're just saying, hey, like, F you or this and that, and you're just talking crap about this person or directed to them, and after we already addressed the rules to you, we have to get you out of there. You know what I mean? Because then it causes a domino effect and it takes away the point of the topic that we have. So, hey,
yeah,
that's just the way it is.
It's exactly that. It's exactly that.
I want to add to this. There's another aspect of boundaries that I think we often do not pay attention to. And these are things I learned when I was working on my degree in communications. We're all familiar with the terms verbal and nonverbal. And often people will give you cues as to when you may be either reaching their boundary, or you have crossed their boundary. I'm the type of person, I'm more nonverbal until I really need to be verbal, which is probably all the time. But anyway, and so I feel like we need to also pay attention to that. If you're having a conversation with someone, some people have quirks. I have quirks. I don't look directly at people, which is, I know, disrespectful. I play with my hair. I might fiddle, play with my earrings. And it's not that I'm not interested in what you're saying. I have self-esteem issues sometimes. So I try to let some people know that up front. I'm listening, but I listen differently. Now, there will be people that will simply cross their arms, they distance themselves from you, they look away, they pick up their phone, they cross their legs. Like those are some nonverbal cues that I think we can all pay attention to, especially if we're having face-to-face interaction. Now, in this setting, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes, unless it's verbal, when you've crossed the boundaries. I don't know if y'all notice sometimes. I love healthy discord. I love conversation. Yes, sometimes, like M3 said, the conversations can go what I call off the rails and down the cliff. And I would just sit back and turn my mic off and just be quiet. And I know that is not good for me as the host. I'm not keeping things in check and in line and, letting just the show run itself. Anywho, so, kind of going back to what Simon said, yes, people have a right to say whatever they want. However, I think you still need to still be respectful of other people because you don't know their background, where they come from, what they're capable of. You don't know what somebody is dealing with in that very moment. They chose to show up and be present in that space, but they may have all hell breaking loose in their life. But they just decide, I'm going to take a break from the hell and come to this area of peace. And then everybody else is raising hell. So it's like, damn, I can't get away from it, So I think
Right. If you allow me a minute,
Sure.
I'll tell you something. Right?
Yeah, Simon, hold on. I do want you to speak. I just want to acknowledge the comments real quick. Then definitely chime in. Princess K, so I'm with you on that Q. Okay, Princess K, on QB with some support. All right. We got Nodulation family. OG Patrice. Hey, she said greetings and salutations, family. Greetings, OG Patrice.
Greetings.
Peace.
Princess K saying hey to OG Patrice. OG Patrice says, Princess K, hello, beautiful lady. Princess K says, by the way, I enjoyed your recent performance you uploaded, especially Sweet Dreams Are Made of These. It's one of my favorites at OG Patrice. Oh, okay. OG Patrice thanks Princess K. Princess K says, confession. I had ratchet moments in middle school before 9th grade. I quickly realized it wasn't men that I looked stupid. Oh, okay.
It wasn't me and I looked stupid. Okay.
It wasn't me and I looked stupid. Okay. Oh, me and okay. And then she jokes. She says a little. Okay, I guess it's towards somebody. She says much love, Simon. And then we got Mimsy Limbs, aka Mimsy Makes the Home. Hey, y'all. Hey, Mimsy. Good to see you, sister. Simon, go ahead, man. Rock out.
To the sister's position statement, what I was saying was we do have these platforms, so I just think it's in our best interest to cooperate prior to the platform, actually broadcasting, if anything. I think that's important. So, and if that's what it needs to be, because like everyone's got their own agenda in terms of what they want to do, but I can't tell anyone what they want to do. That's not my business. But I would say, like, generally, we're approaching a tipping point where YouTube looks like TV. And when YouTube looks like TV, you're having to sort of compete in that sort of way if you want to compete with TV. So let's do that. But that means having those conversations behind closed doors to enable that to happen. So that we're organized. Because otherwise, what it looks like is just people just jumping on platforms. That's what it looks like.
But that's what it is.
Yeah, and if that's what it is, that's cool. I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I'm just stating the facts.
May I ask you? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, peace of mind. You've been the one to speak. I want to hear your comments, your thoughts.
Yeah, so I actually have a question. I just maybe we can go around if everyone's comfortable sharing. What's the time that you may have violated someone's boundary, and if you don't mind sharing that experience, why did you do it, and how did you resolve that conflict once you found out that you violated their boundary?
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Who's she speaking to?
She's speaking to all of us.
And I'll go last.
Okay. M3, go ahead. I know you got to go, M3, so go ahead.
Hey, man, that's a hard one because I know I definitely have. Let me think of one. Okay. I think crossing one's boundary. Okay, I think in one moment, how I crossed a boundary between me and another individual. Wait, hold on. Let me ask this question, Miss Peace of Mind. Okay, so when you mean like crossing that person's boundary, like is it like an incident where it results to the person feeling violated or not?
Yes, meaning they said, hey, I don't like this, and you still maybe enforce the belief or just something on them. You whatever it was, it could be something as simple as, sometimes we'll say, hey, why don't you try this food? Something as small as that could be violating someone else's boundary. If they say, hey, no, thank you, I don't like that. We don't, sometimes we don't think of those things. That's still violating someone's boundary.
Dang. Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't even really have like a answer or a story at the moment. I'm for sure I probably have, but I just don't remember anything to really talk about it. And that's a good question too. But because I feel like usually for me, like boundaries are usually crossed between the eyes of other people, what they see, you know what I mean? Like other people's perspective. But if it's like me and an individual that's participating in it, usually that person is okay with me crossing certain boundaries. But as far as like being checked on, okay, this might be just very small. Okay, so forgive me if this just like a boring story. But there was a time where, and you could kind of judge it for yourself. There was a time where a person was giving me a ride to, church or whatever. I'm just taking it way back, and
you going way back,
like real. I have to, but yeah, she took me to like this place, and it was like maybe 25 miles away. I'll just say it like that. Now, even though I had the thought in mind to kind of surprise this person to offer gas at the end, but the person already felt violated or felt like disrespected because I didn't initiate it from the start. And she started crying and it was a bunch of tears. I was like, damn, okay. And, at the end, I told her this was, I was actually going to surprise her by giving her a full tank. You know what I mean? But I didn't mean for that to kind of come off to where it's like, that I was using this person. So, I think to her, like that was a strike on boundaries. But after, having that understanding, she kind of, she was more grateful than, what it was. Another one. Okay. This is, I'm sorry about all these church stories, right? But hey,
it's that's bro.
Yeah. So, we went out on, one of those Christian mingle type of dates, right? And this was
Christian mingle.
That's my little joke about it, because church usually advertise like this whole dating stuff, like, oh yeah, like date the sisters in the church, man, like they're way better than the women out in the streets. Okay, whatever, Christian mingle. But anyways, so me and this Latino woman, right? We went on a date, And this is where, okay, now looking back, I crossed a whole lot of boundaries. Just as, maybe a so-called gentleman, a so-called man of God, whatever, however you want to judge me. But we went out and we had a conversation. Now, mind you, this woman, she was nice enough to like make me a plate, and I didn't really ask for it. But I didn't do the same thing for her. I was more in tune into like talking about, this other person that I was attracted to. And it just didn't. Look, I was in my 20s, okay? Like I said, I was in my 20s, so I was young and dumb, or stupid, whatever. But yeah, I was like 20 or 21. I would say, no, 20. So yeah, I was hecka young. But anyway, so, young M3 didn't really know a lot better. So, you have to learn from your mistakes and you have to own up to it. The woman, she served my plate. She asked me like, and I think the woman actually liked me a little bit until I screwed her up, but it's okay. Years later she had a baby and fell off anyway. But that's not the point. The point is we had a conversation. I was telling her this is this woman I like, and we went out to the movies and this and that, and hopefully she could become a woman of the Lord, all this other stuff. And next thing I know, right, a few minutes later, because she said she had to leave somewhere real quick, and she came back, and she just started crying, right? Look, you just play, let's see, the little violin, where she's like, you hurt my feelings, because first thing she said was I did not open the door for her. Remember, I'm the one who's driving, but I didn't open up my car door to let her in. I was
like you said, I'm the one that's driving. That's funny.
I was like, okay, this is something new to me, because I didn't really open the doors for a lot of women. Not even my own mother, God rest her soul, but you know what I mean. But
don't say that, man. Please, man.
I mean, if she was alive, we could have that joke. But anyways, yeah, I didn't really think about those type of things, being chivalrous and all that. And so, and then she was like, and then I made you a plate, and you didn't offer to make me a plate back, and more tears just started going out, right? And I was just stunned, just speechless. I was like, dang, I guess I really messed up. And then she was like, and the worst thing of all, right, that really hurt me is that you start talking about another woman, in this conversation. How could you be dating material and you're talking about all these other things? You're talking about other women, that's just not dating etiquette, and it just really broke my heart or whatever. So, she started crying some more, and, I kind of, felt bad or whatever. And then she started, telling all the people in the church, what a horrible date it was, and but lesson learned is okay, you could cross some boundaries without even thinking about it, until it's addressed. But the thing is, okay, once you cross those boundaries, what are you gonna do to be a better person? To fix yourself as a man. And one of the things that I had to reflect on is that, okay, let me be mindful. And look, I'm not going to open the door for nobody still. You have your own hands, especially if I'm driving. But, let me be at least a little bit more thoughtful and just make a couple more offers. Hey, you need me to do something for you? Hey, you need me to be like a servant. You don't have to be like an a-hole. You don't have to be like a jerk. Just enjoy the moment and the time that you spent with you and the other person. I was gonna say significant other, but they're not significant yet. But yeah, enjoy the moment. I'm sorry I was being long-winded about it. It just took me a while for me to kind of remember that. But hopefully that was a good story for you guys.
All right, ladies, be nice to them three. All right, don't get them.
No,
Okay.
wasn't.
Be nice to them three, y'all. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
Hey,
all right?
look,
Be
I
nice.
come in peace for tonight. All right, don't start nothing.
I'm
Yeah,
speechless. I'm speechless right now.
So
You
peace of
should be.
mind.
Totally kidding.
Where's Dom?
Thank you for sharing, M3.
You're welcome.
I'm sad that this was the part I zoned back into. But that was amazing. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Queen asked where I was. I was quiet. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Man.
Oh,
No,
God.
Damo, don't be quiet. Be
M3.
Damo. Please be Damo.
M3.
Mhm.
M3. Thank you for sharing, M3.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. You know.
And you better
Welcome back,
open
Lady
the door
Sophia.
and fix the plate. What's wrong with you?
Wait, what you say?
You heard me.
You best fix my plate. You best fix my plate.
I didn't say my plate. I'm good.
I said my plate. I didn't say your plate. Your plate's good.
You know
okay, slow your roll, son.
You know who plate he needs to fix.
You're gonna have some burnt chicken, man. That's what y'all gonna have.
I
will burn y'all food.
I'm a chef.
You're a chef.
I cook, man. I'm a barista as well, so fuck that shit. I ain't even agree with any of that shit.
Let me ask you this, Simon, before I go, right? Do you fold the laundry fairly well too? You look like you're a laundry type of person.
Wow.
You look like you could, actually.
Listen. I've said this out on these YouTube streets. Like, I did the whole shit with my wife. I did the laundry. I did the fucking cooking. I did like everything. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, in that sort of sense, it lasted. That's what mattered. I don't care about what these people are talking about. It lasted more. Like 10 years. Give me right. Come back with some cards on me on that, please, because it's like it worked. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, although like right now, life.
Well, Simon, I'm glad that you got that type of experience because I got like a heavy load right there that I need somebody to handle. So, you know what I mean?
Come talk to me.
I'll pay you in the UK points.
Come talk to me. I'll tell you how to set up a shop. Right.
All right.
Hey, princess.
And we'll make your life
Princessy.
easy because you with that extra change and not sort of trying to get your head into that cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta give a shout out real quick, family, to Sister Princess Hayes. Hey, sister, it's a great conversation, very important issues, challenges we face in our community. I guess that's, I guess your sisters with Peace of My Mind. I mean, I guess the family, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for checking in, family. Anybody else want to share anything? Dom, anybody else? Lady Sophia? Anybody want to share anything?
All right, later, you guys.
Queen? Later, three.
Did I miss a question?
Miss Peace of Mind, can you please restate the question?
It wasn't a question. I was just saying hello to Princess Hayes in the chat.
I mean, but you'd asked everybody about, was there a time that they crossed the
married?
boundary?
I'm sorry. Yes. So I was
cute voice.
Yes, so I asked you, guys. So, has there ever been a
He's
time
taking, brother.
that you yourself crossed
Right,
or violated someone else's boundary?
Yeah.
Not that I've been told. And to be honest, me and my brother were just talking about this. Literally, he was like, because the thing is, like, I play around and sometimes, like, for example, I call my mom Kimberlita, Mamacita, or whatever, like when I'm playing. And like sometimes I have to call my grandmother Alice because she's just a diva. And you got to remind her that her name is not Diane. So, and I play around and they love it. Like my grandparents, I'm very respectful. I don't curse in front of my mom, stuff like that. As crazy and wild as I am, I don't curse in front of mom. I don't tell them certain things. But my brother was like, do you know that that's disrespectful? I'm like, it's 2022. Kids are calling their teachers by their first name. Like, really? So no, they don't think it's bad. So I think that maybe other people may see things on the outside and think I'm pushing someone's boundaries. But I think the person that, whoever it is, they like, what? No, she's not. She's just, that's her being loving. Like, that's what she does. Like, she jokes, she does, like, she plays around. So personally, no, I don't think I've ever pushed or went past anyone's boundaries. I'm very like, I like to drink. You don't want to drink, that's fine. We can still hang out. Like, you don't have to, I don't push anyone to do anything that they don't want to do because I don't want to have to take care of whatever consequences of you doing something you don't want to do. So yeah, that's it.
Right.
The ladies you have on this panel are I had this conversation with someone in the back like there's certain women that come up on these platforms that are willing to engage with black men, and I just got to give them total respect, because it's like that's really just not happened in the last 2 years. And like we could get in this space and it could be momentary, so it's like it is what it is, but it's so poignant that the voices are voiced, and these women actually are able to sort of put their point across. Because if it was just total black men on this platform, as we do, like we, you know, Mr. Best, you go on King Speak or whatnot, but it's just like, it's just King Speak, where we need a vice versa. And I do totally, I got called out for a total simp because I'm like, look, we need to bring black women on the frigging platform. You know what I'm saying? Because there are few and far between that are willing to do that. But in the sense of what the topic is, when it comes to setting boundaries, I'll tell you, I could be hating on black women right now because I've been I was in a whole relationship where a woman turned around and she really messed with my boundaries by the fact that we had a child, and I walked into the house and on the fridge she had a magnet of another nigger, and then I asked her, who's this other nigger? And she was like, that's my boyfriend. And I was like, yeah, but I thought we was in a relationship. So the confusion is communication.
Okay.
That's what the confusion is. You
But
guys
Simon, do you feel as though she can speak for every other black woman?
no, totally not. The women I've met, like in particular, in my life, and you know, especially on YouTube, speak volumes to the fact that that's not what it is. But at the time that I was at, I mean, this is when I was a teenager, and she was a teenager. As a female black woman, I was a female black man, and that was the activity that was going on. That's all I knew. This YouTube stuff is like brand new. So the women that are coming in here, that's what I was saying previously, credit to you, because it's like, God damn it, we need more. Like, just to interact. Like, you don't need to agree, but the fact that you're even here means a lot. I would say to young black men. You know, I have a young black man on my platform for a reason. So it's not about me. But I think the young black men, they don't understand relationships now. And, you know, there's so many viral videos and all this whatnot going out there about, you know, the modern woman and all this. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just, really? How do you know what woman to bring home? And what woman's going to make a home of your home? Unless you have people like that are on the platform right now that can actually express that.
But you know what? Love is a give and take thing. It is a give. There's some good people who have bad days, you know, and everybody has a bad day. But okay, I'll give you an example. The only black man that I've dealt with this year, 2022, and I do love black men, but that person turned around and got 2 loans in my name. I went hysterical. There were intimate pictures that I took, and you know, saying we did sexting and everything. They're on the black web right now. So you know, it freaking did some things to me, but I don't compare that to every black man. I
Yes,
still want a
sir.
black man, but it's trash out there that I got to wipe that trash out of my eye so I can see forward and get me a decent black man. That was a joke. That was a joke. Everything degrading. And the only reason why he did it was because I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't look back. I don't look back. It's too many men. I'll go with a billy goat before I turn around and double dip. Once I'm done with you, we can throw them deuces up, but I'm not gonna ever be with you again. We didn't have a sexual relationship. I'm in a arranged marriage form, so I can turn around and enjoy certain things without physically being with you. I owe myself that much discipline. But there was, you know what I'm saying, the drama behind walking away. Everybody can't walk away. He was a decent guy until I walked away. I was like, this just isn't going to work. I'm going to still love my black man. I'm going to still respect my black sisters. Maybe it wasn't, I don't know their situation. I don't want to know their situation. What happened in this house stays in this house with, some within reason. Everybody gonna have their problems, but I can't put my problem on Queen. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about some really bad things, and Red Lipstick Vibes, Just Andrea, and Chef Shapino especially pulled me back to where I was like, this is gonna happen, and they was like, Sophia, Chef especially, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You better than that, you better than that, you better than that. It's a lot when a person exposes you to the entire world. And I had to look beyond that BS that he put me in. It's freaking embarrassing. But I had to look beyond that and leave that crap behind me. And to this day, I think, one of the YouTube creators turned around because he was going and being different people just to be like, hey, speak back, speak back, speak back, speak back. I got to get back in touch with you and stuff like that. And so, thanks to, you all, the ones who did, was like, Sophia, let your panic button be your trigger finger. It's a shame you have to say that. People are crazy. The thing of it is when you know the crazy, you oblige yourself and you keep going. But if I meet somebody, I don't want to talk to them about that drama. I'm actually healing from that. The next man that I meet, we're not going to discuss this. I'm beyond that. So I've reached out. You got to heal. You got to move forward. But I can tell you right now, 84 and Simon, y'all ain't that piece of work. I could never compare y'all. As a matter of fact, and I'll tell anybody, the next man I meet, hey, I'm like, you got to hear this man. He keeps me smiling. He keeps me doing this and that. And if that guy just happened to be on this platform hearing it, he gonna always know. Even if I don't have life in me, he gonna know. 84 kept me rocking and rolling with his laugh. You can hate me, you can do whatever, but it's certain one of y'all. Queen, I was like, anybody who know me know I pull a shank up out of my wig. I only got 2 wigs, but if I got that wig on and Queen, if she do that, or whatever she do, she do it or whatever. So she gonna pull that shank out. That's that's my. And the reason why I say that is because I have to put myself in a certain limelight to where if I call you a friend, you are a friend. If I don't rock with you, I won't disrespect you. But if I don't rock with you, I'm just not gonna rock with you. I love everybody, but some of y'all got some, everybody can't be Queen. Everybody can't. This man mad because I'm up here digging 84 laugh. I ain't never seen this man body parts or this and that, but I can't, congratulate this man and love his laugh. And you see me smiling and I'm telling you about him and stuff like that. That don't mean hate that brother. Come on now. Come on. Be mature with me.
Damn, I got haters I don't even know about. Damn, I mean, shit, this YouTube thing is strong. Salute to you, Lady Sophia. Much love.
I have told you, I love it. But it's certain things that a person, if they a hater, They gonna hate you whether you a piece of crayon, whether you a black woman, a black man, or whatever. And you know what I'm saying, I went to the police, this and this and that and that. And I haven't, talked to my girls. That's the only thing. I don't want him to do that. But you see the news. You see how people crazy or whatever, but y'all will be Skyping me from some, something from my, 6x4 or whatever. Hopefully they'll let me have a cell phone or something in my cell block, but
Don't do it, Lady Sophia. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You
talking about
here's the thing.
Don't do it, Miss Sophia.
Don't do it. Don't pull them.
But the thing of it is that I don't want to give any of you all your praises, your flowers and everything. And it's some Bama-fied nut. Excuse me if anybody from Alabama, but some, whack job that just mentally can't even take me complimenting people.
It's okay, Lady Sophia. As Razik like to say, Alabama's trash. So it's all good.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, if you meet
he'll say it, it's all good.
Look, Razik already know. Razik good people. But if it's a person who, an opinion is an opinion. But if it's a person that's gonna click, you gotta wise up. You gotta wise up. It's some good brothers out there. Just like you said, 84. I just ain't met them yet. But I would never put that on some this and that. I don't care. And I'm, old enough to be, your great auntie or whoever this and that and everything. But I'm still gonna dig your laugh. I can imagine what your smile is just by the way you laugh. And anybody who know me will know that I will bust out laughing just talking about your laugh. If you can't make a woman laugh from just you laughing, then you need to fix you.
Woo! I gotta clip that. God damn it! I gotta clip that. Thank you, ladies, for you. Thank you.
Right ahead.
QB, go ahead, brother Razik. Welcome back.
Go ahead, Razik.
I just wanted to ask while I was going. I had to go tap in with Daryl because I had gave my word that I was going to join for this a little bit. But what did I miss? If y'all can kind of summarize and bring me up to speed a little bit.
Sister Piece of My Mind had a question. Can you ask that question again, Sister Piece of My Mind?
Sure. My question was, has there ever been a time that you violated someone else's boundary?
Yeah, absolutely. I punched him in the goddamn face. I punched him in the face. Or either I called him a bitch or, I'm sorry. Dang.
No, you good, bro. Go ahead.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, I either punched him in the face, I called him a derogatory slur, I either said S&D.
Brother Razik, did you violate somebody's boundary, like where there wasn't conflict involved? So, because I know you just got back up here, so maybe something as small as somebody saying, "Hey, I don't want to try this food," but you trying to force it on them anyway. And I'm using that example because that is still violating someone's boundary.
I mean, I don't. Okay, so I'll tell you what.
You defending yourself is different from you violating someone's boundary.
Then no. Okay, I mean, give me.
All right.
Okay, all right. Are you asking me from me violating a woman's boundary or a man?
No, absolutely not. I'm not asking you that. Just something. Just doing something.
Maybe something like, hey man, I don't like that dude. I don't rock with him, but you invite that dude anyway to hang out with your homies. Like you're disrespecting.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh man, I love Razik, man.
I punched that nigga in the face. Oh, I'm sorry.
Razik. I think me and Razik is related because, like, I have like cousins and uncles that act just like him, like literally.
Queen, don't do that. I'm in the family, Queen.
No, he gotta be Queen. No, Queen, you know who I'm talking about too, Queen. That one cousin that always call. He always ready for action at all times. Uncles too. So I He
Look,
related.
look, Mr. Best in the World could call him and say, how's
I,
your day? Who messing with you out there, nephew? Because, I
I
show
am.
up.
Hey,
I'm
look.
like, he
Hey,
just said,
Queen.
hey, how's the sunshine? That's
Hey,
it.
Queen. Hey, Queen.
But
Hey, Queen. I am with the shits.
I
I am with the
completely.
shit. I am with the dumb shit at
I
all
know, I
times.
see.
See, and this is why I know I need a female in my life. And eventually I will have one, but because I know I need her to counterbalance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
My
Mm.
warpath. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
please,
Because
please.
when I'm around, my niggas. Oh, God damn it.
It's
Okay.
okay, Razi. Go ahead.
Okay. When I'm around my homies.
I appreciate you. It's all good. Just,
And it's okay. It's
I'll be
okay.
back. Give
okay.
me 2 minutes, guys.
When I'm
Yes,
around
sister. Yes.
when I'm
If
around my
I
homies.
interrupt, Raziq's gonna go at me.
Oh no, yeah, my fault. Nah, when I'm around my homies, you know what I'm saying. I'm always on like go mode. I'm always on edge. You know what I'm saying. Even though like they're very respectable. Like for example, I ever since was a kid, I've always heard like gangsters were always the most kind-hearted, respectable men always.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That like those are the ones, like the ones that show the most respect. To say, like, if you ever notice, like when I'm up here, I say yes, ma'am, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I was raised. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by, like elders, like real elder men. You know what I'm saying? Like you always, you know what I'm saying? And even though I use like vulgar language, but like I don't play, yo. Like I don't play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to like, men. Now, however, when I'm interacting with other women, with just like conversation, maybe we may be at a bar, I'm just kicking it, like you women automatically have a natural barrier that allows me to kind of like lower my shoulders, sort of. You know what I'm saying? To where I know I can't engage with a physical force with you because what I'm saying, because you're not going to respond well to that. So it's more of like a talkative aspect. But when it's like when I'm around dudes, it's like you know what I mean? What up? You know what I mean? Like I'm like in your face, eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? But we talking. You know what I mean? But I guess to answer what Peace was saying, I've never violated a woman ever. I've never put my hands on a female. Um, I've called women bitches, but not to their face. You know what I'm saying? So I never had enough balls to be like, fuck you then, bitch. That ain't never been me. I know plenty of dudes that do talk like that. They've been a lot more vocal, what I'm saying, than I have. So I've never violated a woman's, what I'm saying, like boundaries. From what I know, from a general sense of what I know that most women are going to find offensive if I say X, Y, and Z. Now, however, with men, yeah, I've definitely crossed a lot of boundaries. Even when I was locked up, I got into fights behind telling dudes the SMD because they tried to try me or they called me a liar. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, nigga, what's up? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, suck my, you know, like, you know what I mean? Because I know when I say that, then that's gonna push a man to the level to where he's like, all right, we got to fight. And and I'm pretty decent with my hands. I ain't ran into no Jackie Chan yet or no Mike Tyson type of your nigga. So I didn't definitely have my shit lumped before. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been knocked out before. I ain't never been dropped, but I definitely been hit upside my head a few times.
Man,
Yeah.
I always tell my family, like, man, like when it comes to my family, if you ever seen the movie Gremlins, I'm Gizmo. I'm the good one. And people be
No,
like,
you ain't.
people be thinking that I'm like the crazy one. I'm like, yo, I'm not. Like, yo, you got to meet my family. You meet my family, yo, they act like Razi completely to the full, yo, like,
Hey yo,
you know
84,
what I'm saying?
and my brother is like a real calmer version of me. But bro,
Mm-hmm.
when he black out, nigga, I'll be the one that's like, nah, bro, yo, chill, what you doing? Nah, don't do that. Like that nigga be going OD, like he be going OD. But like you talk to him, he's a lot more calmer and he uses a lot more respectable language. Like he doesn't curse like me. You know what I'm saying? He don't be trying to like use the N-word and stuff like that. But yo, if you push him, yo, I'm gonna be the one to try to pull him off of you. You know what I'm saying?
Man. I gotta give a shout out to some more people in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. You know, I don't know what that means, Wally, but okay. He said, "What did I miss while I was gone?" Wally put the eyes. Gotta give a shout out to our music producer for both Intellectual Soapbox and our relationship family. Music producer, music coordinator extraordinaire, DJ Eddie King. What's going on? You know what I mean? Somebody give me a share real quick. Hey, quick shout out to everyone still at work, but I'm listening. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Most definitely. Thank you, DJ Eddie King. And check him out too on Instagram, on YouTube, DJ Eddie King. All right, just that name right there. Tap him in. He got some amazing music, y'all. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? So if you're into music, you make music, you want to hear some music, check out the music producer for our show and all non-relationship family as a whole. So let me see. Okay. Also, he gives a salute from M3. So QB, where you want to take us, sister? Where you want to take us?
Okay. So I want to talk about this aspect of setting boundaries, kind of bringing the conversation back around. It's for self-care and self-preservation. We have to set boundaries in our lives, no matter whether it's at work. Your co-workers want to talk about something personal. I don't feel comfortable talking about this right now. Please don't bring it up again. I'm not staying late today. My kids have a game. You know, whatever applies to you. We have to learn how to set those boundaries and be firm in what we're, firm in our boundaries. Because again, people are going to try to run all over them. They're going to try to use you, misuse you. And then you find yourself in this space of frustration. And so to avoid all of that, set your boundaries from the beginning, like everybody's been talking about, and let people know up front, this is what I will and will not deal with. Another aspect of boundaries that I don't think we think about enough when it comes to sexual relationships. Sometimes when we get with someone, we almost have this expectation that whatever I'm into, they into. Or, if I'm rocking, they rolling. But that may not always be the case, especially if you don't have a conversation.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Okay. Hey. Especially if you don't have a conversation. And like for me, I went through a phase where I was celibate. And if it wasn't my choice at first, but I settled into it after I separated. My ex-husband and I separated. I chose to not put myself in a position to where I feel like it's going to be money left on the table at the end of the night. Like, I refuse to be treated that way anymore in my life. Just because I'm a big girl, I still deserve the same respect as a little skinny, hot body girl, whatever, So anywho, there are certain sexual acts I just don't get down with. And I need to make that clear from the beginning. Guys will try to approach me and I'll let them know in front. I'm really not in a space where I'm trying to do anything, start anything. I don't want to lead you on. And then they're like, okay, we can just be friends. But then they get mad when they expect more than what I'm giving. I'm like, I told you from the beginning. Because at the time also I was working on my master's degree. I was doing a radio show, just starting my podcast. I don't have the mental and physical energy to give to you because I'm trying to maintain my grades and this, that, and whatever. So
hot pancake. Hot pancake. I had this whole conversation with someone earlier. It's a hot pancake. You can't bake. You can't bake. You can't bake a pancake and think it's going to be whole if, like, a quarter of it is dedicated to something else.
But that's the thing. I wasn't trying to get in a relationship. I wasn't trying. I really just want to talk to you.
Right, okay, no, wait. Can we just break this down for a second? Mr. Best went, and like, she knew
I'm going to give you a minute. Go ahead, brother.
She knew what I was talking about.
I don't know.
Be
Like,
respectful. Go ahead.
You can't bake a whole pancake
you can't bake it actually. But anyway, go ahead.
unless it's a whole thing.
Okay, just say what you're gonna say without using the metaphors at this point. Put it in dummy mode for me. Put it in dummy mode.
We gotta put him on the spotlight. Go ahead.
Oh shit! I'm gonna do my whole Luther Vandross bullshit if you're gonna do that. Okay, look.
Oh, man.
Women be out here doing that stuff. It's terrible. It's like it's real terrible. Like
What
you can't be doing that stuff, man. Christ Almighty, why are you doing that stuff?
What?
And
Okay.
it always comes back to the fact that I did this, I did that. I went off. I sort of got that certificate.
So wait, hold on, Simon. Are you saying that women are purposely leading men on? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying, like, you gotta be careful. Like, you can't like think that just because you're buying into the educational system, that's your be and end all, because that's not what happens. I mean, evidently, that's not what happens. Just because you go out here and get a certificate.
Look,
what?
When you're working on your master's program,
you can keep telling me that shit. I mean,
no,
the thing
listen, you're not listening to me. I was in school. I was doing a radio show every day. I was doing my podcast. I did not have the energy for a man in that time and space in my life. And also, I had recently got divorced. I wasn't trying to jump into nothing else anyway. I was trying to build my identity on my own without being attached to somebody else. I feel like we all have the right, man, woman, boy, girl, blue, purple, whatever you are. If you don't want to be attached to nobody, that is your prerogative. That's your right and ability. I wasn't leading these guys on.
I'm breathing oxygen for you, sister. I'm just saying. Do you get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do.
Like, I didn't have sex for 2 years.
But what it is what I find with this mind state.
I had a goal. I had goals I need to reach. And I didn't have the energy. I couldn't split myself off anymore to nobody else. Like, I don't want to be nobody's girl. I don't want to talk on the phone every day. I don't want to text every day. I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to be in my own space by myself.
Why do you need to defend how you needed to move and shake for you?
Oh my God, this girl's bouncing in.
Because
I'm not a girl. I'm a woman. So get that correct. And why is she defending herself?
All right, lady mama.
To move and
Okay,
shake
cool.
to you.
All right, lady
You
mama.
don't need to understand it. It's her life.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, your time is up.
And then I'm also going to say this. This is a little self-disclosure here. When I was younger, under 30, I was very indiscriminate when it came to sex. And I did some things that I am not proud of. I can't take them back, but it is what it is. I made a choice, especially once I hit 40. I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm not going to have just casual hookups. I want something that's meaningful to me. And if a man can't respect that, then he doesn't deserve no oral, no intercourse. He don't deserve no part of me. Not even kissing.
He don't deserve. So what you're saying? He don't deserve the goodies, basically.
And I mean, especially now that I'm in a different situation, it's been like almost 2 years, and I'm okay.
I'm the same. I don't play that shit. Like, no woman's coming walking into my life trying to fuck my dick.
Q.
Simple as that.
I mean, if you see where I am, I'm in a facility. So like,
no, but we're having a logical conversation right now, which makes.
But that's what I'm saying.
Sense. It makes complete sense. Like, women feel like this. I had a whole conversation with someone offline about the same thing. So I'm not, going, oh, your decision making process is wrong. What I'm saying is that is what's going on right now. And it's not only going on from a woman's perspective, it's going on from a man's perspective. Like we're not about to sort of just give it up like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. Because then that allows a bit of a space for a conversation so that we can then move forward. If anyone makes any sort of sense out of that, because the only way you can make any sort of sense out of that is based on the fact that you've been through some previous bullshit that made you acknowledge that.
I want to
Hold
hear
on, brother. I want to hear what Razik got to say. Yeah, I'm about to say the same thing.
I want the ladies to chime in about how setting boundaries relates to self-preservation and, and self-care. But Razik, you seem like you had something you really want to say, so go ahead.
I'm gonna say, okay. I'm gonna need to.
Look, it's after hours now. It's 10 o'clock over here, so
Look, it's 11. It's 11 o'clock where I'm at, but I'm trying to choose my words carefully.
I'm a grown up. I promise you, there's not a lot I haven't heard. Even though I'm very proper, but
you made it known.
Man, we ain't never doing a conversation after dark. This is different.
Okay, here's a disclaimer. I am giving you permission to say what you need to say. So don't worry about crossing any of my boundaries at this moment, because I'm giving you permission and space to say what you need to say in the way that you need to say it. You can look. I'm a grown up. Just don't get us kicked off YouTube. That's all I'm asking.
No.
We ain't worry about that. We good.
I'm definitely not doing that. Okay. All right. First things first, right? I'm always intrigued by when a woman says I was celibate, and then you said that it wasn't your choice.
Not at first.
That is a choice.
Because I didn't have any suitors in the beginning of my separation, and then I just fell into it.
Okay. Well, okay. I will say to you this, and I've heard other women say things similar. They're saying, well, the man don't deserve me, for X, Y, and Z, right? With that type of mindset, and again, I'm speaking about the nature of men, okay? It's not saying that a man won't, but on a balance of probability, more than likely, because of how you're setting your standards, unfortunately, miss, you're going to lose out with those types of standards, because all right, we as men look at it like this. If you make it too hard, we're just not going to deal with it. So with that premise, you lose.
Let me say this.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All my life, I've been a plus size woman, big, fat, fluffy, whatever the hell you want to call me. See, there's no one correct.
Not all your life. You didn't come
yes,
out
all
the
my
womb
life.
like that. You didn't come out the womb like that.
I was a 9-pound plus baby. I was chunky. So I've been chunky all my life. However, okay, so there were situations, yes, I put myself in them, and that's why I say I'm reclaiming my energy and my space, because I put myself in certain situations without any regard to what it would feel and look like after the fact. And there were times when I felt like I was basically just, and I know this doesn't sound great, but it is what it is. I was just some guy's version of a blow up doll. They felt because I was a big girl, they felt I was desperate and lonely when I made the choice to sleep with them. However, there were times I had this grimy feeling like I was just, it was going to be $40 left on the table, after I've had that feeling. And I promised myself I would never put myself in that position again. Just because I'm big, just because I have certain condition, just because I have certain things going on in my life, I still deserve to be treated with love and respect and kindness and all that jazz. And if a man doesn't value who I am, Quabila, my nerdy girlness, my quirkiness, my giggles, whatever, don't. And I've had a guy approach me and he talked about he's attracted to women specifically who have lymphedema. And then his conversation was like, he just want to be there for them, massage your leg. And it sounded almost like a fetish. That turned me off real quick.
Had what?
Lymphedema.
What's that?
It's a condition. It's a swelling condition, and it's deeper than that. But it's a condition that causes a lot of swelling in all over your body.
I have it too.
So okay.
I've just never heard of it. So
but I will say, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
So basically, what I'm saying is the frame of mind and the space I was in at the time when I separated up to my divorce and after, I just didn't want to let anybody into that space until I revamped and found out who I was, rediscovered myself, or else I would have failed for just anything. Go ahead.
Let me ask you something. When you separated away from your ex and or away from your marriage, was it? And you don't have to answer because I'm not trying to kind of get to person, but was it behind a reason that you couldn't overlook, or was it like to a point to where it was just like, no, this is it, I can't take it,
He was the one that actually left. I did try to hold on to my marriage even though it was on life support. He was seeing other women, and there was one woman in particular he was seeing.
Miss Q, may
Yes,
I
ma'am.
ask you, what were some things that you did to take care of yourself and empower yourself during that time?
Well,
That's a great question.
I tapped more into my creative side, and then I dove deeper into my spirituality. And when I say spirituality, yes, I practice a certain religion and I believe certain things. However, my spiritual being is what I tapped into more. Who is Quabila? What does she want? What does she want to see manifested in her life, as she goes forward? So I tapped into me more and realized a lot of I started writing. I finished 2 degrees. I, started building my podcast, and I developed other skills that were just dormant. Then, they were really there, but they'd always been there. So those were some things I did for myself.
A lot of the time when we hit those moments, that's when we get the most creative and really like you said, tap into ourselves and find our greatest things that we can contribute to this world. So thank you for sharing, Miss Q.
I do want to ask though, and to all the and your ladies, and not specifically toward you two, but why does the quote unquote finding yourself not entail with anything that is conducive for a relationship? Why does it venture off into education, getting a degree that you know what I'm saying, that's really not 9 times out of 10, like the man that you probably would want is not going to find valuable, I guess, if that. And I may not be asking it right, but I hope you can kind of understand what I am asking. Like, why not be creative in in a woman's abilities, as far as like, you know what I'm saying, how can you better yourself to make yourself more attractive to the man that you ultimately would want.
Okay, I'm gonna try to answer, and then I'm gonna let the other lady. I'm gonna go make this short, and hopefully I can get what you're saying.
I can chime in.
He said, "Ladies, Simon."
Go
I can be a
ahead.
lady.
I'll make this real short, and then let the queens come in. Okay. I was married for 13 years, and we were together for 10 of those years, and I started losing a piece of me. 2000, we got married in 2005. I started getting sick in 2009, and I slowly declined in who Quabila was within that relationship. I wasn't writing. I wasn't doing anything creative. I wasn't doing any community service. I wasn't doing anything because part of my life had been stripped away from me. I wasn't able to work outside the home. A lot of things were happening. My son was having issues in school. Anyway, it was like a storm happening within my home. And so I lost me trying to hold all these pieces together. I didn't put me first in any scenario. So once we separated, it's like the light coming on in the dark room. Okay, now I could do some self-discovery and figure out who I am and become
I'm
the woman
talking
I need to be
I'm,
for the next man.
I'm talking about before y'all, you know what I'm saying, departed ways. Like for example, did your did your ex, you know what I'm saying, at times when you might confide in your ex, was he there, you know what I'm saying, when you might ask him like, yo babe, look, I'm you know I need to lose weight. Would you help me with this? Or I want to eat a little bit, you know what I'm saying, help uh healthier to help, you know, so my overall general sense of health. Was he there to assist you? Was he there to help you? Did he even offer that? Is what I'm asking. Or do you think that if you would have led with that, would that have helped you, as you say, when you had lost yourself, or when you lost a piece of yourself?
For our marriage, it was already on life support probably by year 5. His body was at home with me, but his mind and heart was already somewhere else. He had multiple women he was dealing with. He was a truck driver. And so he was able to go back to these cities that he met these women in his past before we even got together. So our marriage it was a marriage on paper. So yes, he was supportive at times. And where I said I lost myself because this condition took over my life. Hospitalization, surgeries, all that jazz. It's a lot. Like lymphedema is a lot. And I have stories on my YouTube channel about that. But anyway, yeah, he was supportive to a degree, but his heart and soul was already gone to this other woman. So like it doesn't matter if I found myself or not. Even when I tried to be a better wife, when I found out he first cheated, he didn't appreciate it. So it's like we were already on the decline. So
Let
but
me ask
anyway,
you. Let me ask you this. When he proposed to ask for your hand in marriage, was it was it elaborate in his method, or what was it like? Hey, let's just go down to the courthouse and get married. You know what I'm saying? Or like, did it seem like it was like thought out? Like he actually put time. You know what I'm saying?
I
Into
mean,
it.
it wasn't an elaborate proposal. However, it was something we had discussed. Like we dated for a whole year before we got married. So it wasn't something we just rushed into. We'll put it like that. And in the beginning, we both felt we were ready to get married. I will say this: I own my part in it all. I went into marriage with rose-colored glasses. I had this fairy tale idea of what marriage was. And anyway, that's a whole. I have whole stories on my podcast, about
Right.
Well,
that.
yeah,
So
so you should though. To be fair, like there's a whole bunch of niggas out here that just ain't holding up women. To be fair, that's what it is, and that's the
The,
problem.
the
Like,
reason why I asked that though, the, my fault, son. But the reason why I asked that though, and I hope what I'm saying, the other of your ladies can actually hear what I'm getting ready to say, right?
I
Um,
appreciate that, bro.
y'all have heard me be vocal about men and women being different, right? And I've told you, what I'm saying, a while back. I was like, I don't know if you can recall, but I said I was like, women need to judge men based upon character first. Character first. Like that is, I really can't,
Agreed, brother Razik.
I really can't emphasize that more. Like, what I'm saying? Because
It's
the guy who is going to approach or may look, what I'm saying, glamour and kind of like, glitzy in of a sense. You might like, damn, like he dresses nice or his teeth is nice or he's well groomed and even as the Bible would describe, what I'm saying, wolves come in sheep's, what I'm saying? So,
yo,
and I think
yo,
and I think character is something that you can't hide. So,
yo.
but go ahead.
Could I'll just say something real quick, and then I'm gonna bounce because it's like what he said right there is very, very important. But the difference is getting to a point where that's a whole lesson. It's a whole lesson. Like us just speaking about it on a platform is one thing, and we've got minutes. But give this dude 2 hours in a community setting with some women, maybe he could explain that and break it down a bit better so that they understand what exactly that means. Because that's what it takes. Like the thing that we do on these platforms is we have minutes, seconds to try and get something through. And we don't agree with each other all the time. I know you don't agree with me. I'm just saying what he said, I'm not in that place. So he could be in that place and he can speak to them women. That's what it takes. Give yourself that opportunity to understand the literature and the word that's coming out of people that are actually experienced and actually understand what the hell is going on. And not just put it on these YouTube streets. Go out there
and talk to people in real time.
Yeah, talk to real people. Like real people. That's what I do. I mean, that's my job. Like, so it's like I could talk all day, like in terms of out here, but there's a different type of level. Like when you're communicating with when you're communicating with intellectuals, we can have talks all day long. But there's the other part where it's like, okay, you're saying this, take that part and deliver it, then come back and then talk about it.
May I ask everyone on the panel, what boundary will you all set tomorrow? And I know that may take some time, so it's okay for everyone to take a few seconds to think
They ain't gonna
about it.
take no time with me. I ain't fucking with bitches. Like,
all right.
It's as simple as that.
Lord help us. All right, hey, peace. In the meantime, while I'm thinking about an answer, I do want to ask all the other ladies something as well. In either in a current relationship or one that you may have had in the past or one that you may are looking forward to moving forward, what would you say is more important in a relationship? The relationship or yourself?
The relationship.
Why?
Because I have enough of myself. I'm a selfless person. So my relationships in my life are important to me. Not only romantic relationships, but the relationships with my family, my daughter, my business relationships, how I do everything is, that's just me. So
Okay, so and when I say relationship, meaning it extends beyond you,
hmm
and the focus is the man. Do you agree?
yes, I agree.
I hope you're not being politically correct here. I'm just
Mm,
saying.
I
Just
don't
saying.
have to be politically correct. If I disagreed, I would
uh,
Uh,
tell you.
you don't have to be. You don't have to be. I'm just asking.
I love y'all, man, for real.
Do that. I mean, to any other of your ladies, y'all want to answer that?
Yep, that's how I was raised, and that's what I saw. So that's what comes first.
Queen and Queendom and Queen Forever.
What's
Um,
up?
myself is first. I'm always number one in everything because I know. No, don't laugh. 'Cause I'm trying to be serious. No, but let me explain why before anyone, let me tell you why. Because everyone
And
else's
84, do
house
you
is
need some
different.
coffee filters? Do you need some coffee filters
Am
over
I
there,
not
bro?
answering you?
Man,
If I did this to
man,
Cindy, I'd be
Damo is
yelling at me.
woo.
I'd be yelling at me if I did this. So can I talk? Thank
Yo,
you.
yo,
Right.
Queen is up crazy.
We love
Gentlemen,
you, Damo.
gentlemen. Go ahead, Queendom, please.
Thank you, QB. So what I was saying was I
Don't
am
do that.
number one
Mute
to me.
yourself.
Thank you.
I'm
Number
sorry,
one to
Queen.
me, because if I start yelling, then y'all gonna come on. I've been being nice all night. So I'm number one to me because everyone has a different mental state, mental health state, all that stuff. So if I don't take care of me first, or I don't put me first and make sure my mind is right, my body is right, my soul is right, then I'm gonna be just a horrible bitch to everybody. Like I can't take care of anybody else if I don't take care of myself. So if I don't put me first, then how am I going to put anyone else in a different position? Like if I have to take care of me. So that's how my life works. I take care of me, I can take care of my cat. I take care of me, I can take care of my brother. I take care of me. If I'm not in a good space, how can I take care for somebody else? That don't make no sense.
Right,
She
but
just
being
said, "Take
number
care of
one
my
and
cat."
being a selfless person are two different things. When you number one, you don't have to argue for that position or even talk about it.
Being number one
I agree, P.
to someone else? I'm confused. Maybe I'm confused about the
Yeah,
question.
so
In a relationship.
I don't think you're confused.
So
about
just
the
with people in general, like I guess that goes back to having boundaries. You don't feel powerless when you not in a power struggle.
Oh, I never said I felt powerless.
Okay, because that's usually what happens when people feel, aren't able
I put
to.
myself first because if I don't remember, hey, Dominique, make sure you take care of your self-care. Make sure you do something nice for yourself this week because you are the oldest of 9 kids. You take care of everybody around you. You're nice to, I have to always remember to put myself first because there's so many people around me that I am always there for. So yeah, I have to remember.
Can I ask
So
you a question?
I think that comes
question?
from just having balance and also having a disciplined approach. You don't even have to worry about putting yourself first if you have other things in life.
But so nobody puts themselves first? Like I'm confused.
Hold on. For anybody say anything, listen. You got to understand that there's Damo, but then there's also the Beyonce side of Damo. So we must acknowledge that.
Nobody got to say anything to me, and I'm popping and amazing, and I love.
Well, yeah, just for me, I'm just really clear on direct questions. When you say putting yourself first, like I'll never put myself first, with anybody or anyone else in this world. So that's why I said, it depends on what kind of person you are, because you can just be a selfless person in general, and it has nothing to do with relationship dynamics.
But the question was in a relationship. So for me, like for example,
but how you do anything is how you do everything. Eventually, if you selfish or you selfish, it just comes out.
So I'm selfish because I say, if I know that if I'm not taking care of myself, I can't take care of somebody else. That's selfish. That isn't that caring about somebody else. Like I'm a little confused. Maybe because you don't know me, but I know myself. What I need to do is say, Dominique, you're in the right time, perfect. Now you can do everything for everybody else. But if Dominique is tired from work, Dominique is not cooking.
You should go to sleep.
Dom, may I explain it?
Yeah, maybe I'm confused. So people, go ahead.
Let me try to explain it. you have every right in the world to want to talk, or and live your life however you see fit. I will tell you though, with that type of mindset, you're going to push off every man.
I have, but I've never done it before. Everyone is Dominique loves everyone, even at work. That's because I put myself first. The reason why
We ain't talking about
everyone
work,
loves me and I am who I am is because I think of myself. I go, you know what?
Everyone,
Did
man.
you
yeah, everyone loves
sorry?
Hold on, Simon. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Twisted.
Mute
I'm here for
yourself.
everybody. Don't get it twisted because I put myself first. That means
Dom,
I'm not tired all week.
No, and
Dom,
wait, Dominique, and you should. So it's we are supposed to put ourselves first, and I think maybe the question, like maybe let's go back and ask Brother Razik to maybe rephrase it, because I don't want to like anyone to take away from their self care and things like that, and
Like,
boundaries,
it's
and
okay.
the point of the conversation. So
well, I will say,
2022 is about self-care.
but
Like,
but there's a balance
Why
between
you
being
why do you
selfless and selfish.
but he didn't say that wasn't the question. The question was in a
Hold,
relationship, do you put yourself first or the other person? So
hold
in
on,
my
family. Let Razik make his point because he's trying to make a point so
Okay.
Dom can actually hear what
no,
he's
I
trying to
mean,
say.
I have good
he
relationships, so it's
you
working.
know,
And people know me
well,
as loving and caring, so I'm gonna stay the same.
Yeah. So let's
well,
just
I
ask
mean,
them.
so I was just trying to give it to you from a man's point of view, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you're trying to date women, right?
I date
So, okay, well, all right. So that's I'm all right. So I'm not gonna go down that, what I'm saying, rabbit hole, but I
both.
will say, um, I will say, the man, the man, and it may not be your current guy, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not going to assume anything, but if you are not married, you know what I'm saying, with that type of mindset, you're going to push your man away,
Can
because
I ask you
men,
how? What is it that I would be doing
I'm
that would
explaining,
like because I've
Dom,
never done anything
Dom,
selfish.
Dom, I'm going to explain it, but I can't, but I'm not going to talk over you though. So, I mean, I'll wait, but
You guys did in the beginning a little bit.
well, my fault. But I'm gonna just say this, because we as men, we put you first. We don't need you to put you first. You put us first. Your job is to your man, not you. Your man puts you first. Everything a man does is for the benefit and the legacy of his family and wife. You know what I'm saying? That's how the seesaw of the relationship works. I automatically do for you, and then you pour it into me. I don't know if you heard the sermon that T.D. Jakes had did when he illustrated the picture in the cup, and he said that, he was saying that these attitudes that a lot of women are adapting, which allows you to move up in the corporate ladder, because you have to be assertive in the workplace in order to um, display that particular skill set, because you're competing amongst men. So men are already competing amongst men. You're probably in a male dominated
I'm not.
space. Okay. Well. Just in generally speaking, and I'm not saying it like, I'm trying to draw you down to a T like every guy, but
No, it's okay. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but this is where I'm still confused because you're saying pouring into each other, or you can do something for someone all day and pour into them all day and still think of yourself first. Like if I say like maybe thinking of myself first, maybe I've never had really selfish partners and I've never had partners say that I'm a really selfish person. So for me, it's like maybe you're talking about like maybe you're thinking when I say put myself first, it's like, oh, when I go get something to eat, I'm like, oh, let me make sure I eat before him. No, that's not what I'm talking
no,
about. I'm not talking
no,
about things like that. I'm
that's
talking
not what
about
I'm saying.
Guys,
because
guys,
I've always heard of make sure you take care of. You can't take care of anyone else if you don't take care of you. That's what I've always been told. You can't
yeah,
take care of anyone else.
That
You're not
that
taking care of
that
yourself.
that, that applies to men that applies to men, which is
Guys,
why
may I
men
interject? I
are
just want to say that also applies to
good.
like even with our family and friends. Think about when we are being caregivers. The rules should still apply. You still have to maintain a balance of being selfless and selfish. So it's not always about just relationships. It can be with anything.
I used to be a caregiver. The reason why I put myself first is if I know I have to take care of my client tomorrow, then you know what, Dominique, what do you need to do for yourself today so that you can go to bed on time, so you can take care of that client and be there for them 100%. That's taking care of myself first. Hey, Dominique, what you need to do so that on the weekend, don't do this because you got to go back to work in this COVID pandemic and you're going to be in your client's face all day.
So
guys,
what
take care of
does
my health so that he doesn't get sick because I'm not taking care of my own health. So that's taking care of myself first so I can take care of him.
So what does balance look like?
Balance looks like if the other, what it is that you have to be worried about the other person. If the other person says, listen, you always tired, like you need to think about how not to make yourself tired because you can't take care of me. That's balance. You have to talk to the other person. So if the other person is like, hey, babe, I know that, on Sunday,
we should worry about the other person.
Hey, and then I'm like, you know what, babe, I know that if I have my receipt, you get to get this. That's a balance. That's us coming together. But if my man said, oh, I need to take care of this, babe, because I don't want to be stressed out when I take you out for the weekend, let me take care of this for myself. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, no, take care of yourself first so you can come take care of me. You're right. There's mental health. Sometimes you have to take care of yourself a little bit before you can take care of somebody else. So yeah, I can't put someone else anywhere. If I'm not in the right place, if I hate my life, if I'm sad, if I'm emotional, if I'm whatever, how am I taking care of somebody else if I didn't take care of myself?
How do we apply that to maybe our friendships or even maybe with our jobs?
Once again, if I don't go out and get blacked out drunk on Sunday, if you got to go to work on Monday and you got to be at somebody's business and somebody's company, that's like their baby. So take care of your stuff. Make sure you're good when you wake up. Make sure you're doing whatever. So when you go to work, you can perform and make that job money and help that job build. That's taking care of yourself first. You can't do it. It starts with you. You're born. It starts with you. You got to know who you are, know how to treat people, know how to deal with people, know how you deal with things, know how you are you have to know yourself. You can't do that if you're not taking care of yourself. How do you know yourself to be a better person for other people, to go ahead and help these people, to go ahead and be there for them? You ever seen someone who is tired and sad and doing all this stuff and they can be selfless, but they're still not there for that person as much as that person may need them? Like in a relationship, your man may need more than you just being like, okay, I just grabbed McDonald's. No, so let me take care of my stuff so that I can come home and make sure I cook you a full meal. That's all. And I'm not going to change from that. I'm going to always take care of Dominique so Dominique can take care of everybody else.
I need my horn. I need my.
I will say, and I will say,
because I'm getting sleepy. I don't know what time you guys on, but it's almost 12 a.m. here.
And I gotta go because I just got that text like, are you getting off? So I love you guys. I'm not going because of the conversation, but I just said I was gonna get off soon. So this is great.
Bye, Dom.
Young girls.
Okay, much love. Talk to
love
you
yourself. Time. Love yourself so you can love everybody else in a peaceful mind. Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Okay, good night.
Later, Dom.
Good night. It is about that time because
it's really late because I'm exhausted.
Hey, look, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off.
Then it's almost 12 a.m. here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Q, thank you for having me up, Mr. 84, Queen Forever 2K.
Yes, sir.
Queens, New York, peace of mind as always. Y'all have an excellent day.
Peace, Brother Razik.
Yes, ma'am.
Later, brother.
All right, so Queen, I know you hadn't talked the whole line. Do you have anything to share before we close up?
Yeah, so I asked, the question was, what boundary will you set tomorrow?
Queen?
What boundary am I going to set tomorrow?
Oh, Lord.
That I don't give up. No, I'm sorry. No, what's my boundary? Focus on me. Focus on me, my household, where we going, and leave everything else to the wayside. Like, don't focus on what's going on and other people what they got to say, what they doing, how they ain't supporting. Focus on where me and my household is going. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my boundary. Cause I don't give a. That's up.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, gosh. Okay. After we answer this, I do have one follow up, but my boundary that I'm gonna set is regarding to where I am, and stop allowing people to treat me as an afterthought versus priority when it comes to personal care. Because I mean, if I could do this stuff on my own, I would be at home doing it on my own.
Hey, yo, QB.
Yeah.
You not that midnight snack. You that planned 3-course meal. Don't ever get it twisted.
All right, Queen. All right.
Mr. Intellectual.
Boundary I'm gonna set is, man, my boundaries in attack. I don't really have to set no more. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta stay focused. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Queen, I answered my question the way I wanted to answer. Yeah. That's it.
All right, so the last piece I want to add, once you set your boundaries, you realize what you want and desire for yourself. Many of us work in a professional setting. I'm sure you've heard of the SWOT analysis, SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and, oh Lord, y'all help me. I just lost it real quick. Oh,
I ain't never heard of that.
You never heard of a SWOT analysis?
Nope.
So, okay.
Maybe I don't pay attention.
So
that's true.
Usually the worksheets looks like 4 squares on a sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so then you just analyze, look at the boundaries you set. What's the strength of my boundaries? What's the weakness of my boundaries? What are opportunities that can be had or made here or whatever? And then what are the threats that are that could affect my boundaries? So every so often, go back and do an evaluation of, if you want to call it that, analysis, evaluation, whatever, of your boundaries, and just kind of check in with yourself. Nobody else has to know what's on your list except for the ones you don't want them to cross. And then do a check-in with yourself every so often. So those are my and then I have one quote to leave you all with. I am not responsible for how people respond to my boundaries. I am responsible for setting and honoring my boundaries. If my relationships end because I set boundaries, it's a sign that the foundation was correct. In healthy relationships, I can set boundaries without fear of retaliation, cutoffs, or manipulation. And that's all I have.
You say, hasta la vista. Don't want to see kick rocks. Don't want to see you around here no more.
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2. Your time is up.
And your time is definitely up. Please, Lord have mercy.
Miss Peace of My Mind. I'm sorry. I really appreciate you being here, sharing your thoughts and your input.
No problem at all. Pleasure to be here.
Any final words you would like to share with us? Because Mr. Best would like to go last, and he's going to wrap us up. Take us out.
Oh yeah.
Nope. Absolutely not. Not right now. Just everyone. Hopefully we apply everything that we learned today, because there's no point of having these discussions if we're not utilizing the information and the tools and the resources that's being provided to us. So
thank you.
Have a good night, and thanks for having a piece of my mind.
Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
And that's why I said,
hold on, piece of my mind. Don't drop. Dang, she dropped too soon. I had to promo something, but go ahead.
That's why I said these conversations are meant to be a healing space, a space for people to share, to release and heal. So I hope this conversation was beneficial. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Best.
No problem. Thank you for bringing this to us so we can have this conversation. I want to thank everybody for jumping on tonight. Thank everybody for being on the panel. Thank everybody for being on the chat. Definitely appreciate y'all. I'm not trying to rush it, but I have to, because we got another show coming up. And speaking of another show,
what show?
I got a promo. I need a house phone. I'm on a different time zone than you are. I'm sorry I hung up.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
You know,
You on the
I
East
just,
Coast? Sorry.
yeah, she's on the Midwest, East Coast. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
I just want to say this. You know what I mean? You know, we had another edition of Conversations, y'all. You know what I mean? Definitely make sure y'all setting boundaries. Make sure y'all drawing them lines and y'all know where them lines is at so they don't get crossed, all right? But you know, also, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all, after this show, okay? We got another show coming up. You know what I mean?
What?
Easily Rigged on knowledge and
Oh.
relationships. Be easy. And Big Rig Slaps. They're gonna be bringing that heat, man. Right after the show. You know what I mean? On our main station, which is Knowledge and Relationships. Definitely tune in. You know what I mean? Definitely
Okay.
subscribe to this channel and to Knowledge and Relationships as well. You know what I mean? Queen, mute yourself. With that being said, you know what I mean? I definitely want to promote as well our show tomorrow on Intellectual Soapbox, our health and wellness segment brought to you by our wonderful sister, Peace of My Mind. Okay, all right. We ain't gonna tell you what the show is about. We just gonna surprise y'all, like we like to do. All right. So please be ready and be prepared because we definitely gonna talk about something that we're gonna throw you a curveball tomorrow. Okay, so be ready. All right. Hopefully y'all can catch the curve.
All
You got
right.
the
Hey,
show.
guys.
Okay. Do your thing. Intellectual. Peace of my
Definitely.
mind. Hey, I'm ready. I want
Thank
to
With
be.
that,
you. I
I'm
hope you
with
tuning
that being
in.
said,
share.
y'all, I'm gonna close out. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know, like I said, much love to everybody who jumped on the panel. Much love to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And as I said before, make sure you drawing them lines and setting them boundaries correctly so things don't get crossed or mixed up. Much love to y'all. Peace out.
DJ.